Hey!
Hello, welcome to Tempting Fate, where madness always rages behind the scenes. I'm Rick Budd, your GM.
I'm Nick Gilman, your other GM.
And as you can see, we have two of our players here tonight. Jody Hauser, author of comic books, and what are your titles and nouns?
Faith in the Future Force, which just wrapped up. Mother Panic, which issue 12 is coming out this week. Rogue One, which also just wrapped up. Supergirl, I'm co-writing, and Spider-Man: Renew Your Vows, which come out this coming month, November. And something that's getting announced soon. I think that's pretty much everything. There's a lot of things. Many things.
A great variety of things.
Yes.
And our second present guest, Max Isaacson. Max, what are your nouns and your...
I am a director for film, television, and the internet. I invented the X-Men, time travel, and the one true God.
True believers.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
I remember one time.
Finally my chance to popularize Stan Lee Presents Stan Lee's Creation. I'm so excited.
Get ready, Internet. Stan Lee is a madman.
We will have another player joining us, but Los Angeles traffic is Los Angeles traffic, so you all get to enjoy that experience vicariously through us.
Yeah, you're basically always rolling like multiple disadvantages.
Yeah, you all live in LA now. Welcome. One of your friends is always late.
Right. Eliza shows up with like a big handful of fate points, just like these people kept throwing these through the window of my car every time I had to stop in traffic.
It's okay, overcome a challenge.
Oh crap, this one's a tribble.
We also had to do a little rush for preparation here, so I'm still getting a little set behind the scenes. But we might as well take you through some of the basics. So Tempting Fate is sort of comic RPG. We play with the Evil Hat Fate system. Our players play as sort of a loosely disguised versions of themselves in sort of a goofy fantasy universe. This is episode 4. Sorry, getting set.
And we are the very picture of preparation.
Yes, we are the picture of preparation.
Hey,
are you
look,
kidding?
if
This
you
is like as prepped as anything I've ever been on.
Yeah, if you're fully prepared, that just means everything's going to go wrong. That's how RPGs work. I mean,
Good point. Well made.
So
It's because you spent all this time weighting the dice so that I'd only get negatives, right?
It takes a lot of time to just like chip the little bits off the edge.
Oh, I thought the dice manufacturers just did that automatically.
These are bespoke. They're all by hand.
They're all
Weighted.
handmade. They each have their own unique weight.
Yeah.
It adds to the fun of the game. You will always roll the same thing.
You'll never know which ones are broken and which ones are just unlucky.
So to catch you up on the game situation, originally our first cast of players was called to the magical land of Tone by the personified spirit of Fun. Fun asked our players to join an ages-old organization called the First Line, whose job it is to protect and defend and just generally turn the tide against evil in the universe. They fight against the forces and the influence of two demons called Grim and Gritty, who are hell-bent on bringing darkness to the universe, and not like cool darkness, like cheesy 16-year-old darkness.
Like Liefeld darkness.
Yes. Liefeld, 1990s.
The fuck out.
Why do all
Darkness
these
has
pouches?
a lot of pouches.
Right.
Yes,
Darkness has a lot of pouches and really oversized pectoral
Right,
muscles.
keeps going
57
forward.
giant
You
guns.
could put a coffee cup on them.
Yes.
On my darkness.
Darkness, right. And each week we bring in new players to take up the mantle of the First Line and go adventure by adventure. And so far our players have been doing mostly pretty good. In the first episode they helped in Sasquatch billionaire find his long-lost Sasquatch lover who had been lost in a sort of Bermuda Triangle-like place called
The Spooky Square.
The Spooky Square, which was actually, I think, was it actually a trapezoid or something like that?
Yeah.
It wasn't actually a
It's not
square.
actually square.
That's so confusing.
Yeah, we have it written down somewhere.
Squarey.
And then in our second adventure, the players were drafted by a spy organization called IOU to infiltrate their arch enemies, the forces of Hench. And our players, they managed to infiltrate Hench, but were rushed through training and fortunately were sent out on a mission to kill the leader of IOU. And were there to help foil the assassination.
Sure, that seems like a gimme.
So, that brings us up to the present day. And our players, as the first line, work out of the first line station, which is located in the land of Tone by a rainbow forest. And, hello!
Hey!
Ow.
And
Woo!
It was an Elisa the whole time.
I was invisible.
It was a great,
I am smiling and nodding.
an impressive illusion.
Smoke bomb.
A
Now,
smoke bomb to appear.
Yep,
That's,
yep.
I like your take on it, actually. It's new.
hi, I'm Elisa.
Hi, I'm Max.
Have you guys not?
talk
We
with
have
Elisa
not.
for a second about it.
No.
Welcome,
Been
Elisa.
running in the
We were
wrong
just
circles, obviously.
catching our new players up on the events of the universe as have brought us up to this point.
Wonderful.
Preparing you for your time in the first line. We were describing the station a little bit, and we would let you know, Elisa already knows this, but as members of the first line, you each receive a first line uniform, which is sort of like a spacesuit in like the 99 X-Men kind of sense, but it's sparkly. And then you have like a bowler hat, but the bowler hat has cat ears.
Got it.
And you get a whip that is the official, seal of office of first line. It gives you +1 to fight. It also gives you a whip,
In case that's a thing you
Can
care
someone
about.
pass me a pencil?
Oh, yes. We didn't hand out things because we're good at this.
Yes. The other thing we're not good at, as you might have noticed,
I don't know if I have.
preparation was a hair rush tonight, and one of the things that I did not do, unfortunately, was bring Elise's character sheet.
Oh, yeah, I was going to look at my phone for it. I might have it.
Okay, awesome.
From way
Luckily,
back.
we do have at least Elise's high concept and trouble and aspect, so if it's, if she would be able to reconstruct this quickly, that is
Yeah, I
on
won't
me.
have- I won't have like all the updated stuff, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
figure
work
it out. Yeah.
You can fudge your stats.
Yeah.
We'll figure out a way to make it not matter.
Fudge your stats.
Yeah.
That's a joke because that is.
The Fate system used to be called the Fudge system before
Oh,
it was
really?
codified into Fate. It's
Wow.
an acronym. I don't know
Deep
what it
cut.
stands for.
That was a deep cut fade joke, but well done.
Wow.
So now we have Elisa Pearl, one of the stars of Shield of Tomorrow, and a million other things. You want to talk about some of the other things you do real quick?
I just came from a really fun, cool panel at Second City in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
It was called Latinx in Comedy. Actually, it was called Que Funny, Latinx in Comedy. It was really fun, and it was just awesome. And it's fun to like talk about improv and cultural stuff, and so that's where I just came from. Just like to
Nice.
give Second
Pretty
City
rad.
a shout out because they had a big diversity festival this weekend. It was really awesome.
Oh, that's super awesome.
Yeah, I just heard about that yesterday. I was like, well, I guess I missed everything.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
it sounded
think-
awesome.
actually, I
This
think
is the
I
second
also
time
heard
they've
about
done
it
it, so.
yesterday.
they'll do it again next year, I'm sure. It was really, I think it went over really well too. So.
Awesome.
Wicked.
And with Elisa's arrival, that brings us to all of our players tonight. Unfortunately, Ellie Glavich couldn't be here. She'll be back 2 weeks from tonight. But tonight we're rolling with 3, but it is a great 3. We have Elisa, who is the force of nature. We have Max, who is an agent of chaos. Max actually playing much closer to his real life personality than anybody else. And Jody, the outsider.
Stay gold, pony boy. Stay gold. It's covered up.
I keep telling you, not that kind of outsider.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
keep
man, it's all
secretly
knife
telling
fights
her,
with
yes,
squares."
that kind of outsider.
Yeah.
Look, I just want to like go.
Do it for Johnny.
Yeah, I want to do it for Johnny, man.
So, this will be the first line for tonight, and now, sort of tell you, it's like, and the way you can support the first line, and us here at Saving Throw, is, well, there are a couple of ways to do it. First, we have the first line maintenance and upkeep fund. There's a bar at the bottom there, and that, that goes towards almost exactly what it sounds like. It's maintenance and upkeeps. Your donations are literally what keeps Saving Throw running. We have no other income. It's like, that's, So please give to the first line, help us keep things going, help us keep the programming
That you love.
that you love.
What do they
flowing.
say on NPR? We just need to use like the NPR line.
Yeah, I got to study
Thanks
some
to
of those.
viewers like you.
Our
Oh yeah, right.
material is supported by the donations of viewers like you.
So things that you can do to support the first line and give to the Maintenance and Upkeep Fund. First, as always, we have the Carrier Penguins. If you want to send a message, and that message could be to one of our players, or you want one of our players to read something, or one of us to read something, the Carrier Penguins will show up at...
Wait, penguins or pigeons?
penguins. They are
Okay.
Carrier Penguins.
It's my character sheet.
Oh,
Nice.
Eliza found her
Thanks.
character sheet.
Digital lives that we live.
Yes.
She is so much smarter than I am.
she is much better at this than we are.
That means we're gonna win, guys.
Hello, Sam. Sam is watching, everybody. So there are Carrier Penguins, and after the first act, after our break, the Carrier Penguins will show up wherever our players are in the universe. Nothing stops them, not rain, not sleet, not the forces of dark overlords, nothing.
Not an inability to fly?
Not an
boiling,
inability to
no.
fly. No.
Not evolutionary weaknesses.
No, not elf.
No, they've overcome that.
Yeah, they are a
pilot
tight
penguins.
organization. And yes, and you can send Carrier Penguins. And this week we're going to have some story goals, which we're going to try. If you give to the amount of $100, if we collect $100 for the First Line Maintenance and Upkeep Fund, we will force our players to fight an Electro Kraken.
Whoa. Is that just like a bunch of?
And that's not the player
electrical wires
characters.
come
It's
to life?
it's us.
Yeah, we have one
Maybe.
in the back.
Yes.
Come down
Oh,
to the
right. Not
ceiling.
in the game. No, in the studio. We actually will be. No,
It's
yeah.
that
No.
bunch of electrical
yeah,
wires.
Yes,
I was
it's
gonna say,
that bunch of
it's that
electrical wires.
bunch
Oh,
of-
the electro
With the
kraken.
beak.
I see a box of Christmas lights up there, and I have a very bad feeling.
That's all part of
Put
it.
it on.
Well,
They
that's
put
what an
googly eyes
Electro
on
Kraken
it.
is now. Thanks to Eliza, because this is how this game works. Thanks to Eliza, the Electro Kraken will now be a bunch of electrical wires come to life with a beak, only at a Kraken scale. And if you get to $250, if for some reason the Electro Kraken should not be enough, and let's face it, it's like
never enough.
Well, yeah, an Electro Kraken's never enough. A supernatural mist will roll in. And that's all we're going to say what's going to happen at $250. After that, the players will help us decide what the supernatural mist means, but I can guarantee you it'll be messed up.
It's going to be real freaky.
Well, if it leaves, it will be supernatural mist.
And then if we hit...
I got what you did there.
Yeah, no, that was... Yeah.
That was the worst. It's okay.
And if we hit $400, if the supernatural mist is still not enough somehow, and late in the game we cross $400 for the First Line Maintenance and Upkeep Fund, then next week we are going to make our players face off with their universal big badge, Grim and Gritty. We will give our players their first confrontation with the universe's highest, evilest
So-
power.
If we hit $400, whoever comes in next week is just dead. It's like,
That's not us.
No, no,
do it,
not-
guys,
not-
do it.
Not dead. Well, not necessarily dead. Just severely messed up.
Yeah, just in big trouble.
So yeah, so those are our story tiers. Electro Kraken at $100, $250 for the Supernatural Mist, and $400 for a face-off with Grim and Gritty next week. And next week, I think we have. I'll let you know who's coming next week later.
Cool
I will
people.
look it up.
People
Yeah.
you know.
We'll
That
be
you
certain
know
of.
and like.
People
I'm
you
pretty
know.
sure Amy Dallin is one of them.
Oh, I know her and like her.
Yeah,
well,
she's great.
so does the whole
I'm pretty
internet.
sure Max Isaacson
I'll be
is
back.
one of them.
We know Max.
Oh, I don't know
see?
Max. Who's Max?
I just met
No.
him, but he seems alright.
Don't let him
Let's
think
get
it.
into the game
They can
first.
die
Yeah.
next week.
You're seeing, like, if you were a fan of Vast or Shield of Tomorrow, you were seeing the first sort of out
Oh,
of
yeah.
universe
Oh, yeah.
crossover of these players.
Cross universe jive here.
Sorry, I gotta get my phone open. I'm used to printing these out. So. Oh yeah, and we're trying something new this week, which we like. Fate works by a economy called Fate Points. Our players start with 3 of them, and then they spend them to invoke the aspects that their characters have, and to get them back, they compel themselves to do bad things, or we compel them.
They are
and-
compelled.
They are compelled, and it is compelling, hopefully. And And yeah, fate points are basically what makes the game go around. We're going to try something this week. If you want to gift our players with a fate point, we're going to give you 2 ways to do this. For $5, you can buy a fate point that we'll throw into a general pool that any of the players can draw on. So sort of like a little fate point bank for them.
I like that.
And if you want to give a fate point to a specific player, like say you just want to give it to Max because you don't like Jody and Eliza, or you just want to give it to Eliza because you think Jody and Max are funny looking or something, which is fine. We're not going to judge you. We don't judge. Yeah, no, we don't judge. Then for $10 you can specify who gets that face point. As always,
You just said face point.
Did I say face point?
And I'm glad you said it out loud.
The face economy
I heard
is
it.
the cornerstone of the face system.
Sorry, I'm still drowning in all the chaos of the rushed start here. It must be.
I was
fault.
going
just
really
your presence
method. I showed up
causes-
and I was like, steal this, burn this, shove this inside a horse, and we're out.
And as always, subs get rerolls to give to the players, and we've already or us, right?
Yeah,
I always
or
say
us.
that.
Roll to the GMs.
Or especially the players, because they're better.
But that is predictable, and if you want to be a little outside the box, you might give them to us,
You don't wanna
which
be
is
so
outside the box
funky.
because no one ever gives them to us.
Hey, look, if boxes
That's
weren't
true.
comfortable, cats wouldn't be like addicted to them.
Oh, snap.
Can't argue with that logic.
I like cats.
Solid logic.
But we have already got 2 awesome people who have already banked a couple of rerolls for you. PFW Scott, thank you very much.
Hey, thank
Gave a
you.
reroll to Jody here.
Ooh.
So Jody starts with the power of reroll. And Sam, our buddy from Shield of Tomorrow and Vast and all this awesome Deacon Thunder stuff, gives a reroll to Max.
Aw, thanks, Sam.
Max.
Buds,
Yeah.
bond
Max is,
mates.
Bond mates.
Yes, Max is their bond mate in Vast, a science fiction show.
And anyone who has seen me roll in previous games knows I will probably need those rerolls, so keep them coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jody is really bad at rolling, like almost Will Wheaton level bad at rolling.
Yes, I've been asked many times if Will Wheaton has touched my dice, and I've also been told many times I should have Talaz and Jaffe bless my dice to fix them.
Oh,
So,
we should do a whole ceremony. Sacrifice
Yes.
a goat.
Yes.
Get real dark.
but a really ugly
Think people would
goat,
watch
because
that.
cute goats would make me sad.
An obnoxious goat.
Yeah. Like a goat that, trust me,
like-
totally had it coming.
Oh, the
You don't need to know
don't
why.
process.
Just know it was
Yeah.
a bad goat.
It was a serial killer goat.
Yes.
It was bad.
Oh,
Ooh, there it is.
Thank you.
There it
We were
is.
dancing
Sorry.
around it.
It started off as a bad kid.
Good.
It had to
It's all
happen. Ooh.
fun and games, and then somebody.
See, I saw what you did there, Jody.
Thank you.
You didn't move to do
Oh,
that.
yeah, that wasn't bad with the kid. Though. All right, so I think that takes care of all the.
With no further ado.
Yeah, the
I
pro
might
forma.
have I think I might have 1 or 2 rerolls from last time I played. Should I just? Well,
We will go on the honor system here. We believe Eliza, and we will.
Yes.
17.
We believe if you said
Roll
that you
for it.
had a
See how
reroll,
many.
then you probably had a reroll.
yeah. I'll say
Take 1 or 2 or whatever you
I'll
think you
say
had.
one.
Okay, take 1, and then if you have 2, then
1,000
take
rerolls.
the next one for next time.
Rerolls.
Woo!
Oh, wait, it's an 8. It just fell over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the. Oh, there it is. It's infinity.
Shake the
Done.
paper a little bit.
It's on the paper now.
I knocked it loose, but it says what it
Infinity
says.
reroll. Seems too powerful somehow.
Yep.
All right.
I'm sure it'll come out in the wash.
I think with that, we are getting Eliza all changed up here. We are otherwise ready to get going. So we will go now to the land of Tone, where Amy and Gina and Ellie and Omar and our players from last week, or from 3 weeks ago now. Wow, it's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
We missed you.
Yeah, we missed you. Yeah, it's good to be back. Our players have headed home for some R&R and from various other reasons, and they have sent some reinforcements under the studied tutelage of Eliza, who's got some experience under her belt now and doing this kind of thing. They have sent Max and Jody. And Max, he's a good choice because Max is an agent of chaos. Max has...
I've been just muddying pots my whole life. You know, I've just been walking around just dipping my fingers in your stew and then splashing your stew on your face and then just stewing up the whole joint.
Yeah.
Powerful and
Stew is involved in almost all of these circumstances.
Stew is pretty
Always
delicious.
stew-related chaos.
Yeah. That's how when I was very young, I got my hands on some stew and I was like, this is it.
This
This
is
is
it.
the baseline for my life.
all right. Well, I think that explains that pretty well. And Jody is an outsider, which
Yeah, I mean, some people, I guess, kind of find me a little creepy, a little unsettling. It might have to do with me always saying things that come across as creepy or unsettling. And it's
I don't see a
really,
connection. That doesn't track for me.
not just like having a lot of facial expressions when I say things that seem creepy or unsettling. So maybe they can't tell if I'm joking or not. Maybe I don't even know if I'm joking or not. You know, I'm just a work in progress.
And this is the team. Eliza, the force of nature, Max, the agent of chaos, and Jody, the outsider. You are at the First Line headquarters. And what are you doing? I think the last time we played, your crime lab was starting to get off the ground a little bit, like starting to be assembled by Jeff the Possum and his possum family, who are the employees of the First Line station.
And?
Really.
Wait, is this like child
And-
possum labor or?
Oh. Well, that's a good question. We should address that first.
It's a family business.
It's a family
so it kind of falls
family
into like a
business.
gray area.
So
Okay,
yes, but it's
yeah.
okay because it's a family business.
Right, exactly.
Uh,
You're allowed to
They're
exploit your own
apprenticing.
kids.
Right.
yeah. And yeah, they've got the crime lab up and running, but otherwise the rest of the station is still undergoing repairs.
And also, last time I played, I had asked if we could set up I think it was like some type of obstacle course gym thing in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
From that training, the training center we infiltrated.
Absolutely, I
Recreate.
remember that.
Okay.
Of course. God, I think I could forget that.
Of course. No, of course
something
you,
like that.
you remembered. Of
And
course.
as is according to the plan written right here,
Uh-huh.
Yep,
it's
confirmed.
we start the game right by that obstacle course. And what do we think that obstacle course looks like? What does first line training require?
It looks like one of those American Ninja Warrior, whatever it's called.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay,
correct.
Yeah, is that exactly what it's called?
Yes.
It's like a platforming game, basically.
Yeah, with like ropes that you have to like go across and weird twisty things, and it's really
Right.
fun.
It is a combination of balance and physical strength, and then just the willpower to run up a big wall that kind of goes like this, and then like pull yourself up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm probably just sitting on the bleachers because that's what outsiders do.
That
And
makes
if there
sense.
weren't bleachers, I built some so I could sit on them.
That also makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put bleachers in. You requested them.
I'm just hanging out and probably writing some poetry or something.
I would assume that I have donned a janitor's outfit and am pretending to clean the course, but instead am covering it in Crisco.
Okay,
For
well,
laughs.
Call it the greased obstacle
greased
course.
obstacle
Greased
course.
obstacle
Yes.
course.
It's gonna be greasy.
Why don't we throw a couple of aspect cards on the table here? Yeah,
Sure.
do we have a marker?
Let me grab one.
We have the marker there.
I've also put in an order for much more Crisco
So
to
how-
be delivered to them.
How
You've
tough?
already used up the supply of Crisco.
How tough do we think this obstacle course
No
is?
lunch.
It's fun. It's not like super tough. It's just a fun like jungle gym type thing.
All right.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
super
it's
fun
not crazy.
obstacle
yeah,
course.
It's fun.
Fun,
And with Crisco, even more.
greasy obstacle
It's a
course.
fun, greasy obstacle course. And the obstacle course was designed by Jeff's cousin, Mildred, who called you down here to test the obstacle course. And Mildred proposes really put it to the test with some sort of contest. Perhaps Max and Eliza, because Jody is, of course, sitting on the benches, smoking cigarettes or doing whatever the cool
Being
kids do.
real.
I'm not
moody.
smoking. I might be having a little whiskey.
My mom said, yes,
Yeah.
Oh, there's whiskey.
much better.
Jody's like, "Kid, you don't even know. There's like whole bottles.
Jody's drinking whiskey.
Out of a flask that has like skulls and stuff on it because
Right.
that's what cool kids do.
Did you like buy a plain flask and then add the decorations yourself?
Yeah, I actually did, and they're like glittery skulls because, like, you know, if I have to look like everyone else, I'm just gonna totally like make all my
Right.
accessories really blingy. So I'm just like better at being everyone else than they are.
It's part of a unified look.
That is
Yeah.
deep.
So Jody's just drinking whiskey out of a glittery skull flask. And Max and Eliza, Mildred Possum
Alrighty.
has asked you to have a friendly competition between the two of you to test the obstacle course. How do we want this to work?
I mean, sounds to me like a pretty basic athletics competition. It's a head-to-head because it's player versus player, so I don't have to roll any dice for this. That's nice. But basically the way this will work is you guys will go head-to-head on athletics rolls. The first person to 3 victories will be declared the ultimate victor. You do, however, have a chance before the round starts to create an advantage for yourself. But, as is the case with creating an advantage on your own, if you fail the roll to create an advantage and can't fate point your way up to a success, you basically automatically fail the first round. But hey, you could both fail the first round, and then it's just a straight contest again. So,
If they both fail, do I somehow win?
I mean, you have the option, if there's a way to do it from the bleachers, to create an advantage that either of them could use.
Okay.
That's up to you, though, whether you want to help or just kind of let it ride. So do either of you see a way you might be able to roll on your skills to try and give yourself a little bit of a foot up?
Yeah, former gymnast.
Oh. Wow. I think I'm going to be outdone. This is going to be a cheat to win kind of scenario.
Well, I could still lose the roll though to create it.
That's true.
So
That's true.
what kind of, advantage that you think you could take advantage of in this contest would you create via your gymnastic skills?
Balance, focus, determination. I think more specifically it would be like balance.
Okay.
Being able to despite the slipperiness, I could
you wanna,
still maintain.
Channel your inner balance
Like
and go to the balance place in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So given that this is a greased obstacle course, which feels like it would add a little more difficulty to the whole thing, I'm going to say that is a passive resistance of 2.
Okay, and I just roll.
Do
I use
roll
anything?
on your, I guess, athletics. You're using your
Yeah.
your gymnastics training.
Oh well, I got a 2.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
You can either just create the advantage, you won't get any free invokes, but you still have that as a thing to draw on, or you can spend a fate point if you want to bump it up and get a free invoke.
I'll do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we'll call that Balanced Mind, obviously,
Balanced mind.
and you get a free invoke on that
All
one.
right.
Max, you've seen how the process works. What's your thoughts?
Okay. I think what I want to do is I'm going to use my best skill, burglary.
Oh.
I'm going to burgle some turrets. I want to steal some. Is there anything
Sorry.
that could give me a better grip, some climbing boots or some something that would.
You're by the obstacle course.
Which
so
was
it's
just recently constructed, so I would assume there could be some
Oh,
leftover
I'll
construction
definitely
supplies
steal
around.
some hammers and just flip those guys around. I will wreck this obstacle course by running it, but obstacle
Okay.
courses.
So you're gonna use them as
yeah, it's climbing picks.
Yeah.
Call that hammer hands, I think.
Sweet.
And yeah, roll your burglary. Do the same passive resistance of 2.
Wow, that's incredibly bad.
Oh,
That is a 0.
Yikes.
Total devastation.
Total. You know what? I don't want to waste Sam's kindly gift to me. No, I'm just going to eat it. I'm going to lose the hell out of this thing. Let's go.
You just gonna take it?
Yeah, I'm just
All
gonna
right.
take it.
You don't create the advantage of hammer hands.
I'm just trying to steal
In
hammers.
fact,
My hands are too
basically
greasy.
what happens,
Right to Crisco.
right, basically what happens is you go over and you clandestinely try to steal some hammers, but as you said, your hands are so greased up that you can't get a grip on them and you keep dropping them. And then the comical process of trying to do this takes so long that the whistle starts. Eliza, you have no opposition, so you get the first victory in this athletics contest automatically.
As I turn around, a hammer is just
All
This
right.
is why this is such a crack organization. This kind of training.
This kind of hardcore training. So that brings us to the second round. Now you two will just be rolling head to head on your athletic skills.
Actually, I want to invoke Master
think I have
Storyteller
that.
because I love a good story
yeah.
about an underdog, coming back from behind. So I want to say something really profound and encouraging to Max because it's like.
All right, you're going to
He's-
try and create an advantage for Max based on, I guess that'd be rapport, because you're sort of just, it's built on general friendliness.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make a rapport roll.
Which I have a +0 for rapport, so.
Hey.
Zero.
Well,
Perfect.
So what am I rolling
let's
then again?
call the difficulty, we'll just keep the 2 difficulty for now. Max is distracted by having just struck himself on the head with a greasy hammer.
So if I have +0, I'm just rolling 2 dice, right?
No, you still roll 4 dice.
Okay,
You just
cool.
don't have. You'll just, whatever
wanna
the
win the
results of
first
those
round this
dice
way.
are is the results.
Yeah.
of
I
the
wanted
roll.
you to win the
Okay.
first round.
Hey.
So 1.
Okay, so that's not a success.
Yeah.
If you want to invoke an aspect and spend a fate point, you can bump that up by 2.
No,
But-
I don't care that much about Max winning. I was just, I'm
like
gonna
seven year
let the
population.
story play out by
I would now
itself.
like you to describe the moment where you sort of stand up and are about to give Max a motivational speech and then decide not to.
Well, I stand up and I'm about to say something really profound and inspiring, and I'm like, that would make a great social media post. So instead, I sit down and tweet it out. But because he's busy doing the obstacle course, he's not checking his social media.
After this
so he'll
contest,
see it
you'll be
3
like,
hours later
"That
and be
would've been
like,
useful."
yeah, that would have been
is
really
fantastic.
inspiring in that
really
moment.
driven me to succeed here, but
But it's like there's all these other people on the internet who are like, yeah, this is great, and they go and get a lot of work done, and so I increased productivity among a bunch of other people that aren't in our.
it's overall it's still a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right, you two are at the starting round, getting ready for round 2. When Jody stands up and you look over to her because it looks like she's got something
And
to
I'm
say.
like, oh.
But
And I
then
sit
she
down
sits
and I'm
down,
back
starts
on my
talking
phone
again.
and.
So you just line up again and you roll. But make believe that it's running.
Holy cripes.
Hi,
I
Zoe.
think I picked the wrong dice. I have a -1.
I have +5.
Ooh.
Oh, no, sorry, I have a +1. I forgot that I have a bonus. Yeah.
+1 to +5.
Yeah, it's
Still kind of ooh.
I'm guessing you're just gonna let this one fly.
I think I'm on
I
a
don't
roll.
recall your
here.
skills having a lot of physical boosts that you can
Only
do.
when, say, hammers fall on my head.
It's hard to
so-
come back from that.
Eliza, I would love you to describe the way in which you just blasted through this Grease gymnastics course.
Okay, so there's those opposing ones where you go
Right, you have to go like side to
yeah, like
side.
that.
Oh, I know my Ninja Warrior.
Oh, thank you. I love that show, even though I almost said the name wrong earlier. But I do those, but my feet are slipping, so I kind of start at the top and then I slip down and then launch to the next one, and I just kind of use the momentum, and then I get on the monkey bar rope things where you have to swing, and those are all super greased up, so that's
That's tough.
insanely hard. But I once I slip down to the bottom, I somehow whip myself up and do somersaults and then almost hit the water, but then get to that big wall, and then I'm kind of just doing this for 5 minutes on the wall because it's complete disco, but going so fast that I'm in midair on the wall, and then I finally
Smoke.
get up. Yeah, it starts heating up, you could fry something on it, and then it gets to the top.
That is impressive.
And that's a success with style, which means that is 3 victories to your 0 victories, Max.
All
Yeah.
In fact, I assume you are still taking comical pratfalls back at the beginning of the course during this whole thing. There's literally that little zoop sound just keeps bumming in.
I try and slide on it like a penguin on my belly, and I'm like, this is not a good idea.
Right into the water.
Sounds fun though.
Like a penguin on its belly.
Yeah, meanwhile, I started catching up on Arrow because the salmon ladder was maybe oh yeah, I never finished last season of Arrow, and so I'm not even
What
paying
if it was a
attention.
greasy salmon ladder?
Oh my.
Who do I know on that writing staff?
There's some
We just
people.
had some salmon.
Well, Eliza, you are clearly the unchallenged champion of the obstacle course. And Max, you have some training to do. But the point is that Mildred Possum is satisfied that the obstacle course is ready, and Max, she actually she likes the greased aspect of it. It adds a challenge that her obstacle course didn't have. So she thanks you for it, and
Anytime, rodent friend.
She incorporates it permanently. So from now on, you guys, you the first line, you have a greasy obstacle course.
Fresh layers of Crisco will be applied daily.
Yeah.
It's in the schedule.
Oh man, I hate the guy who's got that job.
Oof.
It's some possum, undoubtedly. But yeah, no, Mildred is happy, and just in time, because Jeff is coming down the stairs from the main building to tell you that you have a visitor. And you follow him back up to the main house, where you find a large, well-dressed gummy bear man. And
Like the animated series Gummy Bear,
Or
or
like
like the
the-
candy Gummy Bear?
Oh, the candy.
Okay.
Although,
Slightly clear,
Yeah.
or
Yes.
very clear.
yep, he's the kind
fair.
of
Mostly translucent.
gelatinous.
I would
kind
like
of-
to try and bite the
kinda
head off
jiggly.
first.
Oh, man. He looks tasty.
I mean,
Max,
he's-
doesn't he look tasty?
He looks tasty.
Oh, he
Oh,
looks
yeah.
so tasty.
You know what's good? Candy.
Oh,
Yeah.
candy's really
Why are
good.
you
I'm
looking
gonna
at
eat
me
this,
like
man.
that?
Oh, sorry. Could you hear us? Were we
Yes, of
talking
course
out
I
loud?
can hear you. I'm standing right here. God, for the life of me. God.
Can I lick his face?
No, you cannot lick my face.
I
Oh,
think
I'm
he
there.
can hear us. He can hear us.
I
Sorry.
can hear you.
Alright.
I can hear you.
Sorry.
Can I roll?
I wanted to roll to lick his face.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
Will compel? Can he compel himself to do that?
you absolutely can.
Or you, like, take a fate-
compel
Oh yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
I don't know if
you-
it's quite as spectacular as I wanted.
Agent of chaos. That's
It is chaotic.
chaotic.
That's true.
You
I would like to
compel
roll,
yourself
yeah.
to lick his face, but then you'd have to have some sort of negative
right,
consequence.
you don't have to
it.
roll.
Or
Well,
you
I
can
don't
just
think
roll
he's gonna
for it.
like it.
Or maybe he's gonna like it a little too much.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. He's like,
I mean,
starts licking my
As
face.
something I would say, like, you're gonna lick his face, he's gonna think that's really weird, and now you're going to have to convince him to tell you the thing that he came here to tell you instead of him just telling it to you.
It seems
Yeah, let's do that.
circuitous, but it's okay, yeah.
You don't have to roll, just
Oh,
take a
okay,
fate
great.
point,
I
because
just
that's
want. Oh,
compel.
yeah, all right.
So...
Max,
he's
how
so
do you
dope.
lick his face? Describe the scene to
I
us.
like grab him by the gummy ears, and I'm like, well, splish.
Max,
and,
What are you? What
and I just like,
Oh,
he's like,
Hey, oh my God!
Oh, he goes...
This is.
you, sir.
I think you definitely get to
our
make the
man
choice
from
now of
heaven.
what flavor Gummy Bear Man is.
Oh yeah, he's the is green. Green. He's
yes,
green.
in
He's
Gummy
green
Bear
flavor.
Man's green is the flavor.
Yeah, he's the green one, and he's amazing.
Says,
Um,
You guys gotta try. I'm going to spend a fate point to use one of my stunts if I can. I'm going to break into song and win him back over.
that
Oh,
is a
yep.
perfect place to use
Yep.
that stunt.
Yes.
Jody has a stunt called Break Into Song. Whenever she wants, she can spend a fate point to break into song and establish an instantaneous rapport for a person with
Essentially
character
automatically succeed on a
automatically.
rapport roll.
Well,
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. You are a gummy bear.
that's right. I am a gummy
A
bear.
single tear rolls down his cheek, and he says, "That was the most beautiful rendition of my country's national anthem that I have ever heard. If the price to hear such glory is a lick on the face, then that is a price I gladly pay."
I think that might be his country's
And then he stands up and
greeting.
salutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
And he seems a little relaxed now again. Song having calmed him, music soothes the ruffled gummy bear. And
Savage gummy beast.
yeah, ruffled more.
Damn.
Off-put.
Says, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jeremy Renner. No relation. And I am a merchant who has been helping to supply the colony of Gummy Bear Island with supplies while they have been setting up on an otherwise uninhabited barren rock. I send them food and medicine and the things that they need to keep going. But 5 out of 6 of my last shipments have been taken by pirates. And as the first line, I need you to go with my next shipment and guard it against the pirates and make sure it gets to the sick, needy children of Gummy Bear Island. I don't know why they brought sick, needy children with them. but it was
But
part
it's,
of.
it's too late to back out of
Yes.
that one
Well, yeah.
now.
What are you
Wait,
gonna
is-
do? Leave them?
Is the shipment of sick needy children?
Only sick.
No, the sick needy children are already there.
Colony
Okay,
of-
Right.
okay.
The
Just
shipment includes food and medicine
Medicine,
and things like
right.
that.
what do your people eat?
Good question.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
What do-
This is open to interpretation by the table, but in my mind, the gummy people have gummy versions of all the different foods that you would
They
expect.
eat gummy stuff.
Oh, like
Yeah.
how-
Or what
how
you
So
we
it's
eat.
like right, you would
meat
like go
and
order
such.
pizza, but it would be a gummy pizza, or like I feel like going to the burger stand today, but they're gummy burgers.
Nick eats burgers
Although,
of human
then
It's like
again-
their flesh.
Yeah, is there something slightly cannibalistic about that?
Like,
No, I don't think
extremely
so. It's like, you know,
cannibalistic.
like
What
That's
do you
my
eat?
gummy flesh.
Hey,
They're
like-
not
Yeah,
cannibal
right,
gummy
right.
bears, unless they are.
Well, I mean, we're meat people and we eat meat.
Yeah.
That's
So
Usually not
Which when you
human
say it
meat.
like that.
Right,
No.
does
But
that
maybe it's all
imply that-
sugar-free.
Right, does that imply that there are like,
Like, that's the
gummy
difference.
chickens and gummy cows that are like not gummy sentient and therefore it's like okay
Huh.
morally
See what you're
to-
saying.
Right.
But like
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
species, like
Well,
the
there's
whole
definitely
world of
gummy
gummy
sharks.
animals.
Yeah, that's
Oh
true.
yeah,
I mean,
gummy,
you're
and
right.
gummy worms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the gummy worms.
So they eat feasts of gummy sharks and
like,
worms.
those gummy fruits probably grow
So,
on trees.
just so
Yeah.
I'm clear, because
Okay.
the gummy,
Well, they
the
would,
gummy
but not on
worm
this island. That's why they need the ship.
Oh, yeah.
proportional to the gummy bear is very large. So is this like a Shai Hulud kind of scenario?
I think the
Like you
gummy
ride the worm?
bear people are human-sized, but the gummies, well,
Yeah, so the gummy worms are enormous, but you know they breed them for food on gummy worm farms. So
yeah.
Like-
I
Super
mean,
into
one
this whole
gummy
plan.
worm can feed like a,
yeah.
a
Are they
whole
more like
family
gummy
for free.
anacondas?
I
They're
mean,
more-
That's
if
terrifying.
you
they're
get yeah.
snakes. These are worms. So they're
still
Right.
worms.
giant gummy. I mean, you've seen gummy
Size?
worms. Like think of a
Yeah.
gummy worm, but big.
They're big.
Yeah, they're humongous.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah, yeah.
big. I mean, like you know, they're proportionately the size of a gummy worm to a gummy bear.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
right.
see
that
what
makes
you're
Oh.
sense.
I
And I
see.
bet there's that one that's like the 5-footer that's like their god.
Yeah, or the double. Have you seen the double ones? There's
Oh, man.
they make
Oh, like
double.
sour snakes.
Yeah, sour
yeah,
snakes.
yeah, right.
I am extremely glad we're going into this level of detail about.
I mean,
gummy bear
gummies
diet.
was a good choice because I got a lot of gummy
Oh, yeah.
knowledge up here.
I'm getting
Spend
so
some time
hungry
in some
right
candy
now.
stops in my
Any
day.
gummies here?
No, but we probably should have thought of that because yeah, that actually sounds pretty good. So what he tells you is that he's going to. I will bring you the food and the medicine, and then you figure out how to get them to Gummy Bear Island. And he gives you the coordinates. It is up to you. You can take them by any means you want. I trust the judgment of the first line, and if you fail, you will hear from my lawyers. And on that, he turns and
Wait
he-
a minute.
He
We
waddles
didn't
his-
sign a contract with you.
lawyers, and then and runs out the door.
I don't think we're obligated to follow the laws of Gummy Island.
Yeah.
I don't think we're okay either way.
That's for
I
the
don't feel
courts to
obligated to follow
decide.
any law.
Well, yeah, that's
So now you've got your mission. As the first line, your job is to help out in situations like this. So you've got to figure out how to get the food and the medicine to Gummy Bear Island. And well, you've got at least a few options on the table just automatically. If you want, Jeremy Renner, the gummy bear, will provide you with a ship of the kind that he usually uses to try and make this
A gummy ship.
this journey. A gummy ship that sails on the seas that are
dissolve.
what do we think seas are?
They're
I
like
the seas
liquid
of
gelatin, like before it,
like
solidifies.
syrup.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah,
right,
syrup.
like-
Yeah, syrup.
right. They sail
Yeah.
on the seas of candy
Right.
syrup, and
Just
you can
horses.
take you can take a gummy boat over the syrup seas if you want, or you might have options of your own. An ally of yours, Doc Sasquatch, in the first game offered you use of his rocket blimp when you want,
I prefer rocket.
Rocket blimp.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
and
So you guys feel rocket blimp?
Yeah, I feel like if the pirates have been attacking these ships, we want to take an unexpected route. We want to throw in a plot twist for them.
Yes.
Thinking
Element of
thinking
surprise.
tactically. All
it's
right.
not just that you want to say rocket blimp, is it? Because
Well, I mean, we also want to
it's kind
say
of a fun
rocket
thing
blimp.
to
Sorry.
say, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of column A, a little bit
That'd
of
be
column
wrong.
You found me out. Yeah.
Don't be so wrong.
Don't judge me.
So
So okay, yeah. I mean, I think you'll have to go ask Doc Sasquatch if you can borrow his rocket blimp.
Did you meet Doc?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I
you
did.
You
well,
guys have a rapport.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you make your way up to Doc Sasquatch's mansion on the hill, way above the first line station, and he is there with Benjamin, and they are delighted to see you. Doc Sasquatch was a delightful Irish Sasquatch, so
Oh, that's right.
top of the morning to you. Sorry, Irish people. Really, I'm so sorry.
We backed ourselves into a corner with this one.
This is, yeah,
It's yourselves. That's the best part.
it's canon now. We're powerless too. Anyway, so I said, and what can I do for you?
Oh, hey,
today?
Doc. Do you remember me?
I
Hey,
do
you
remember
us?
you, Lisa.
What's up?
Well, I've just been catching up with Mommy Benjamin in the last couple of weeks. We've been trading stories over what happened in the last 20 years, and I've been telling him about my adventures, and he's been telling me about living in that stinky bubble island thing that he was trapped in. And
Yeah, it was really smelly.
yeah, that's what I hear.
So
I
the
guess-
legend goes.
That's right. I guess you smelled it firsthand.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous.
No, you
But-
shouldn't be.
And who are you, my lass? Sorry.
Jody, hi. I'm new to the first line. I like the hat though. It's
Always a pleasure to meet a
good
member of
hat.
the first line, Jody. And you,
I'm also in the first line. That's the truth.
yes, well, I'm not quite sure about you, lad, but
I'm not sure about me either, but I'm Max. Nice to meet you. You have a fantastic
well,
mane.
Oh, lovely.
Want to wear you like a suit.
thank you very much. So what brings you here, first line? What can I do for you?
rocket blimp.
You heard?
You want to borrow the rocket blimp?
Yeah, you said we could use it. Can we use
Absolutely.
it? We really need it.
Absolutely.
It's like for sick kids or something. They need
they need a rocket blimp.
food and medicine.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yes, that's right?
Yeah.
Nothing heals the heart like a good rocket blimp.
I bet those kids would love the rocket blimp. This way, and he leads you through the house up towards the. I think we said there was sort of like a.
Wait, there's a name.
Hangar, yes.
There's a name for that specific kind. It's like aerodrome or something, right? It's
Where
like
you house a blimp?
Where you house a blimp, yeah.
Oh, interesting. I don't
Yes,
know.
you
Volcano
make your
lair.
way to Doc Sasquatch's aerodrome, where he houses his rocket blimp.
We're going with it.
Yeah.
Nice blimp garage you got here.
Oh, thank you. It is an aerodrome, and it's a rocket blimp garage.
Possibly. I'll have to look that up on Google later.
Yes.
Oh, you've been making up names for it.
Well, here it is, and you turn and the rocket blimp is restored to all of its glory, gassed up, cleaned off. You know, it looks great since the last time you saw it when it saved you from, or took you home from Volcano Island after it had surfaced in the Spooky Square, which was actually a trapezoid. And if you recall, the rocket blimp has some aspects that come with it. It is an adventure blimp. And as an adventure blimp, it can do pretty much anything that you would expect an adventure blimp to do. You should suggest, you can ask us if whether or not it has that ability, and we will
Figure it out.
we will
as we
figure it
go.
out as we go. It is also very impressive. You know, it is a rocket blimp. Need I say more? I mean, if somebody rolled up in a rocket blimp, what would you? How?
Oh yeah.
How would you
I'm
feel?
Like,
And
like
there is-
jaw, floor,
right.
tongue, roll out.
There is
Tex
one
Avery.
more aspect that I remember that's not really an aspect as much as it would sort of be an extra, I guess, but there's a chocolate fountain on this rocket blimp.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's right. How
It does
could I
have a
forget?
chocolate fountain, which
How could I
comes in
forget?
Care of
dispenses
humidity.
several flavors of chocolate.
Yes, several different cacaos.
So we're not animals in this part of the world. We have variations of chocolate. Although they actually are Sasquatches, I guess. So, well, they're
Yeah.
kind of animals in this part of the world, but you know.
It's complicated.
Yeah. So, so you have use of the rocket blimp, and Doc arranges, because he's always enthusiastic to work with the first line. He arranges to have the cargo brought up the hill and put into the cargo bay. Now, remember, the rocket blimp, it is a nice vehicle. But it has its limits. I think we said it can hold something like 20 people comfortably. So, you know, if you
It's about like, yacht-sized in
Right.
terms of the actual space
if you got
that
into
you
a
have.
situation where a whole village of people needed to be saved, you can't get them all onto the rocket blimp. You can, you know,
Just
so
the
it's like
17 we like the best.
just the
Yeah.
17 you like the best. That's right, because you count.
You know, think vaguely, was it Baron Munchausen has the,
Yeah,
Munchausen.
Munchausen has
Munchausen,
a
thank
has
you.
a lovely blimp.
I was just trying to give you extra.
Can
props
this go to
here.
the
Yeah.
moon?
But now all that space is filled with cargo. So let's say it's got room for the three of you.
The three intrepid explorers.
All right.
So Doc Sasquatch pulls out the rocket blimp keys, because I assume rocket blimps have keys, and he dangles them in front of the three of you and he says, "Who gets these?"
Nibs.
Um,
Can it do a barrel
Well,
roll?
Lisa. Yes.
I think I was trained in this.
I do
Let me check.
believe-
I don't know if it happened.
I
for- yeah, it's
seem
not
to
on here.
recall.
that you had some rocket blimp experience last time that gave you a little bit of rocket blimp piloting skill. I think, yeah, probably the way that works in this context is like you have a stunt, sort of like a side stunt that is like
Yeah.
your rocket blimp pilot, and we'll say that gives you a +1 to drive whenever you are driving the rocket blimp.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
that sounds good to me. Well, Eliza, you are captain of the rocket blimp today.
All right.
And now
But I'm not the boss of anyone because I hate authority. We're a team. Just wanted to share that.
I'm an outsider, so I don't know how
Yeah,
I feel
no, I
about
think-
being part of a team, but you
Alright.
know, kids are.
But the point
But
is,
cool,
there's
I guess.
no boss
Egalitarian
and
stance.
authority.
Yeah.
adorable, diseased gummy bear children waiting
Oh wait,
for
they
their
don't
medicine.
have diseases.
Well, yeah, they need medicine. What do you?
Well, they're like sick is like a sort of a general term, but diseases is kind of makes
be
it
like
creepy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That could be
Okay,
like
fine.
totally
They're sick
sick.
children, not diseased children. I didn't mean to upset your delicate sensibilities, Jay.
No, I think they've got some like.
No, disease sounds like they might be extra gooey
it's,
or
there's some,
Yeah.
like gummy
Yeah.
boobos. It's pretty bad.
Well, let's say they're sick now, but if they don't get their medicine, it'll become disease.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true.
better hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we better have some of that chocolate too. But nope, I'm gonna pilot first because that's me being responsible.
If you want to, if at any point you want to get after that fountain, I will happily and responsibly drive this rocket blimp for
you,
you.
the agent of chaos.
I'm just saying that I'm offering.
Throwing that out there. You can pick it up if you want
You know,
to. You can
it's-
leave it on the
It's
table
in
if that's how you feel.
Statement's been made.
What, Jody?
Yeah, I don't- yeah, it's. I'm sure it's fine.
Okay.
Totally fine. That does sound fine.
I feel reassured.
All right. Well, you are behind the wheel of the rocket blimp. You guys are strapped into your seats. The cargo is loaded on. The rocket blimp begins to lift up as the aerodrome opens up, quite cinematically.
It cost a lot.
It costs a lot.
Budget,
Max,
you know, CGF or CG wise.
Max, you have your trouble. One of your aspects is you are a sucker for spectacle. So
Yes.
you are just you're looking out the windows,
Oh,
just loving what you're seeing. And you're off. And so what's the plan here? Are you just flying straight to the island, or what's the deal?
I mean,
What's
should
your-
we take like a tricky route? So if anyone's like keeping an eye out, they, we're like all zigging when they expect people to be zagging,
Oh, yeah.
and like,
can we like listen for like radio communications and like try and find pirate like comms? Is there a thing? Does the rocket blimp have like a radio or?
as an adventure
radar
blimp,
or
it
something?
absolutely
Yes, I would
has
say like a ham radio, probably.
ham radio.
not a
and-
chocolate radio.
Oh, is it also
Chocolate
delicious?
fountain ham radio.
I like the ham radio.
It's just made of ham.
The ham radio is well, like it's actually just like kitschy. It's not actually made of ham, but it is made in the shape of a ham.
Gotcha.
I love
Yeah.
how these people roll.
The chocolate fountain does have real chocolate in it. Yes.
So Max, what you're saying is you want to like work the radars and the ham radios and sort
Yeah, I
of
want to.
keep a lookout.
I want to twist the knobs and pull
That
the levers.
sounds like some kind of an investigation to me.
Yep. I would buy that as an investigate roll.
I
Max,
have no bonus in, but I'm gonna.
radars, ham radios, these things are complicated, even for experts to use.
Pish posh. I am an expert, obviously.
So let's say
He's got nothing in investigate.
he's got nothing to investigate. Okay, so let's say this is a passive resistance of
Two.
2.
All right, I got this. Whatever. Wow, these are the worst. All I'm hearing is fuzz. It's just really, honestly, it's just me making the sound. I don't even think this thing is on.
What'd you get there?
I got a -1.
-1. Yeah, you got nothing. Jody, what
Right.
are you
In
doing?
fact, as
I
you were
kind
pointing out, you
of
didn't
I want
even
to do
turn the radio
some some reading or research on like some pirate lore to figure out where they might be coming from, and if we can like sort of take a route that avoids like any known like pirate hangouts or hotspots.
I think it makes sense to me that as
check like their
part
social
of,
media
right,
feeds
and
and
as part
stuff.
of the adventure blimp, there probably is like a small but compact kind of library of like adventure books and journals and things that Doc Sasquatch has on the blimp. That you can go searching through that and see if there's anything in there about this part of Tone or the pirates or anything like that. Sure.
Yeah.
That'd be a lore roll.
Laurel.
I
Yeah.
have a +3 for lore.
Nice, and we did say it was a usefully sort of condensed library. So let's say a passive resistance of 1.
Sure.
So 3.
Okay,
Great. All right.
it's a full success.
Yeah, that is a full success, Jody. You start digging into those books and you start reading, and you come across all kinds of interesting stuff about the pirates, legends of ghost ships, and all sorts of weird stories of mermaid mole men, and adventures where the pirates fought it out with the Queen's Navy. That is just the queen. She has no further name. She's just owned a big navy. She's not the queen of anything in particular.
Yeah.
She's just the queen of the navy that she has.
Oh, cool.
And
Queen
Is it a navy colored navy? Like are the ships all painted navy?
they are now.
100% yes. She's Queen Navy of the Navy.
Queen,
Navy.
yes, Queen Navy of the Navy.
Navy.
I'm writing that down.
Yes, right there. So yeah, there's Queen Navy of the Navy, and you heard all sorts of scary stories of mutinies and sea madness and monsters and all sorts of electro krakens and things.
What I would say here in terms of like a next move, because you talked about the idea of trying to like chart a path, is that like the success of that lore roll, you learn all of these interesting things about the area, and you also find one specific document. It's a little out of date potentially, but at some point Doc Sasquatch had flown over this region and had sort of from the sky checked out the routes of various pirates, and it's like you see that there is like a difficult route that you could weave that might allow you to avoid detection from sort of the pirates that are on the outskirts of the space you're going to have to fly through. Because of the success of that lore roll, it's a little easier. That could have been really tough because you're a flying ship and it's the middle of the ocean. There's not a lot to hide behind. But you got a good sense of that path. So, Eliza,
Or a cloud shield.
why don't you make me a drive roll for driving the blimp? I'm going to call it a passive difficulty of... Actually, you know what? This is going to be an active resistance because these are pirate ships looking for you guys. But they're going to get less of a bonus than they would have because you've got a plan in mind here. So I'm going to just give them a 1 notice. Ooh.
I got 3.
They got a 4. Is there anything you think you could invoke here to outfox these pirates?
Well, I'm highly observant, so I noticed them just before they noticed us.
Yep.
That makes a lot
That
of
sounds
sense.
super
Okay.
solid.
Eh?
Yeah.
Eh.
Cool. So you successfully chart a course through this first section of pirate-infested waters. There are pirate ships. You sort of see them below you on the horizon moving around, but, with this map, with this plan, with your excellent observation skills, you thread the rocket blimp into all their blind spots. Blind spots.
It's canon.
Yes, they're now blind splots,
Yeah.
which is an old pirate term
Yep.
for
behind them.
yes, things blocked by your sails and masts.
The pirates didn't have great pronunciation
Yes,
of
unique,
words.
Pirates.
unique to the Gummy.
Jolly Roger.
Literacy is not a strong suit amongst pirates, it turns out.
So yeah, that's round 1.
Yeah. So
I was gonna tell Lisa good job, but then I remembered, I'm kind of like an outsider, and I'm not really here to make friends. So, yeah. So I keep it to myself.
You just nod flippantly.
Yeah, I'm just like,
okay.
she wasn't looking
Nope.
that way.
I
Whatever.
want to have some fun with this. Jody, take a fate point. I compel you, based on your outsider status, that just as you're about to clear the last of these pirates, Jody, you kind of get bored of this whole thing, and this is like, there's sort of like decks on the, you sort of go out to the deck on the outside, and you start smoking a cigarette, which is clearly visible, the light of which is clearly visible, and one of these pirate ships is going to start only one of them, but one back
Can
at
I-
the end.
Wait, can I instead, because I don't,
on the deck
I
of
don't,
a rocket blimp.
I don't smoke.
Okay.
Can I be
Yes,
a,
what do you have that would be shiny?
my cell phone, the screen? I'm playing
Perfect.
like whatever game that's like a solo player game because I'm not gonna play like some
Right.
cooperative game because I'm an outsider. So like my cell phone screen is very visible.
Right, you've got
to
your
surrounding.
brightness turned all the way up, and like there's a pirate ship clearly sees you and starts heading in your guys'
Yeah,
direction.
that makes a lot of sense. Good.
Hey, wait, I'm getting this outfit
Hey, guys.
for this fashion challenge.
Hey,
It's
hey
pretty-
guys, they spotted us, but I don't know how.
Oh,
There's someone coming our way.
maybe I can ask them if they think this is a cool outfit. Or is
Jody!
it- what?
Jody, it's your phone.
Oh,
It's your phone.
this is my phone. Yeah.
It's very nice.
Turn it off. They can see. I think they're seeing the glare.
Oh wait,
this is
you
all
guys
good.
see
We
this
want
down
this.
there?
This is what we want.
Yes, that's why we spotted.
Oh.
Oh my!
Pretend you didn't see that.
Just passing through.
Well,
Way too late.
yeah, those.
I'm gonna.
those-
I turn the brightness down, but I don't turn it off
well, okay.
because I'm still finishing. Yeah.
You turn the brightness down. The gummy pirates have spotted you. They know you're up. They're up there.
Oh
somewhere.
crap! Are they gummies too?
Yeah, aren't they?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a sea of steer.
Oh
That's
my
right.
There's
God.
gummies everywhere.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I mean,
eat
why
this
else would they
whole
want to
boat.
steal gummy food and medicine? It would be
yeah,
useful
that's-
to them if they weren't
that
gummies
is-
themselves.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
They're sold
Also-
it back to them on the black market.
Yeah.
But no, let's go with that.
That's a good point. But yeah, no. It helps if you don't think about it too much.
Yep.
So yeah, they know you're up there now, and they have cannons and they have weapons. So the gummy
Do
pirates.
we have cannons and weapons?
Yes, the rocket blimp, which of course has the aspect of adventure blimp, has some weapons for just such an occasion. Now, of course, Doc Sasquatch, like the first line, is not a violent man. So what it has is all sorts of giant lassos and ropes and pulleys and sort of non-lethal.
Got some grappling hooks
Just a
and
couple of
things.
maybe a sound cannon.
Yeah. It's all non-fatal.
But the point is,
In its current form.
the pirates who are not good guys do not have that stuff. They just have old-fashioned stuff that kills you. So they open fire into the sky. Eliza, for the next phase of your flying challenge, you have to dodge the pirates
Yes.
shooting at you.
I think this will still be a drive roll because it's still, operating the rocket blimp. But the pirates are going to take a shot at you. Oof. They biffed real bad.
Well, I got a 0, so.
Well, the pirates got a -3, so technically speaking, that's still a success with style.
From down in the water somewhere, you hear, "Yarr."
Ah.
All right, hold on, I'm gonna think about this. That is a success with style. So I'm gonna say, yeah, the pirates. You hear a couple cannons go off, but it's like you were in like a rocket blimp piloting zone. Even though like you didn't feel like you were kind of like, I feel like I sort of fucked this up, but like somehow you were wrong. You're doing great. So like you hear some cannonballs like whiz by way off, like just far off target. And I'm actually going to say, just for fun, because it was a success with style, that you actually notice that there's like a smaller pirate ship that was trying to sneak up from the other side, but the cannonballs that pirate ship shot just hit it, and it's sinking. So don't have to worry about that.
See, this is why you work by yourselves. Working with other people just messes you up.
From down in the thing, you hear, "Yarr, shiver me gummy timbers," and like, fire again. And you can hear them start to light the fuses on the second volley.
Okay, guys.
You got this?
Oh, actually, yeah.
Okay.
Can I take a moment and just use my way with words to give Eliza a bolster?
What did you roll?
I rolled 2.
The pirates only rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. Well, then never
So,
mind.
I mean, you can if you want like another success with style, but
Maybe I do. I always do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've lost my faith. So
what is
yeah.
your motivational speech?
So, look, you've been doing such amazing work, and it's looked so cool the whole time, and that thing blew up, and I want to see that happen every day of my life. So if you can just, like, get with me and on page and, like, ruin their day amazingly, I would be so grateful. And I think you got this,
I
right?
got
Like,
this.
you're in the zone. You're
Yeah.
a leaf on the wind, and
I'm
that
a
leaf
leaf on the
spits
wind.
fire at
No, don't say that one. Don't. That's.
I'm not a
the
leaf on the
sacrificer.
wind.
Yeah. No.
You got this. You
Yeah.
may not be a leaf on the wind. Go.
Whether or not I'm a
Fly
leaf
like-
on the wind, I'm gonna use
like a
it.
leaf.
No, I'm sorry.
All right, so that's 2 successes with style. This time you hear the distinct sound of a couple of the cannons on the pirate ship backfiring. I'm going to reduce their shoot for the next and final round of them having a shot on you, because I assume this whole time as you've been dodging, you've also been trying to make a break for it. I actually should not
Oh,
assume
yeah.
that for you guys.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that the case?
Oh yeah, we're trying. Well, we're still trying to head towards the Gummy Bear Island. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so the pirates they're starting to fall in your rear view. You can see some smoke rising up from their ship where several of their cannons misfired. But the remaining cannons that they have, they've got one last chance where you guys are in range, so they're going to take one
Right.
more shot at you, though at a worse shooting than before. They rolled a -2.
I got a 1. How is this possible?
This
You're
pirate
just that
ship
good.
did not have good cannons.
We are
Is that what you
succeeding.
Hard.
Wow.
This is hard.
Pirating is harder than it looks. So yeah, as the pirates fade in the background, there's like one more puff of smoke, but like, you know, this time somehow the cannonball you can actually see lands like in the opposite direction, like further away from you than the ship is. And like you can hear the kind of adorable sound of Gummy pirate cursing while some Gummy pirate captain is like, "You had 3 chances. What's wrong with you?"
What does Gummy pirate cursing sound like?
That is a good question. I
Shiver
guess,
my
like,
sugar.
Here, shiver me.
Right, shiver sugars.
Sugary gelatin.
You
food dye number 5.
ye jiggly dogs.
I'll reduce you to horse hooves.
Yeah, I'll send you back to your the horse hooves you came from.
Can I invoke my trouble and like rile them up by yelling wise ass insults at them as we're leaving? Or?
You absolutely can, and what's going to happen is it's going to give them the burst of strength they need to move their ship closer to shoot at you one more time.
Oh no.
So you can
Yeah.
you can take a fate point.
But I would also like to hear what it is that you say to them to rile them up before I do that.
You're not even vegan.
Ooh.
Yeah. Good call.
That's
some cold shit.
That is, as you are aware while you are saying it, that is one of the worst things you can say to a gummy bear.
That's why I said it.
And it causes it causes them to, I don't know, they stuff extra gunpowder into one of the cannons so it's got longer range or something. They get they run out oars and like catch up with you a little bit.
Oh.
Anyway, bang, they fire their cannon.
Ah.
Ooh.
Sick burn, Jody, but now they're getting back. This is scary.
You know what? Worth it. Worth it.
Totally. I got a 2.
They got a -1.
Well, you just sail off into the blue. And things are looking great, but then there's like a strafe of gummy fire right across the front, coming from ahead of you, straight ahead of you,
Whoa.
not
What?
from down. And what you see coming towards you are gummy air pirates. Yes, the air pirate brethren, the air.
It's canon.
Yeah, the air pirate brethren of the gummy pirates
Brethren.
are coming straight for you. There's no avoiding this. It's a fight now.
Oh crap!
Yes.
We just went from gummy bears to tailspin.
Oh.
Let's Disney afternoon the crap out of them.
Yeah.
That's right. Your life is like a hurricane.
All right, before we start this
We're gonna
fight,
rewrite history.
Wait, what? I thought we were
a minute.
going to. Wait, we're going to Duckburg. Wait, what?
Before we start this fight,
Next time.
and I
Next
should have thought of this earlier, but I didn't, I would love to give you guys this opportunity to think about maybe a couple of aspects that this part of the ocean that you are flying over has. Is there
Yeah,
anything?
that's
There doesn't have to be,
Well,
but is
yeah,
there
yeah.
anything you think of,
I
It is
have an
circular.
idea.
of
Yeah.
note?
You know, there might be a couple scouts from Queen Navy's Navy.
Ah.
All right,
Navy
I'm going to
Scouts.
call it Navy Scouts on the horizon, or Navy Scouts.
Navy
on the horizon.
Scouts.
I just
Navy
wanted to say
Scouts.
the word Navy a bunch
Navy,
of
Navy.
times.
Yeah, no,
that's a good
Navy,
call,
Navy.
actually.
It's a fun word.
What else do we have? What else might be endemic to this area of the ocean or the skies above it?
Oh,
rock candy icebergs.
Oh my God, thank
Oh,
you.
that's a great
I
idea,
literally
yeah.
was trying to figure out the words for that. Yes.
Yeah.
That's,
Rock candy icebergs. So they're
like
candy
that.
icebergs in the shape of Dwayne Johnson.
The rock candy icebergs. I actually like that. Let's go
doing
with
the
that.
eyebrow.
The
all the time.
rock
The rock candy icebergs that just
in the
float.
shape of Dwayne Johnson.
It's weird, but I mean, is it any weirder than a gummy bear named Jeremy Renner? I don't know.
Yeah.
No relation.
That's
No
that's for
relation.
you to decide. Yeah, no relation.
Is no relation part of his name?
He just has to.
It's like
explain
Esquire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Since it's syrup, I feel like anything that would be like sinking would take forever to sink. So maybe there's a lot of wrecks like on the surface and
Oh,
stuff.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Flotsam and which one's Flotsam and which one's Jetsam?
Flotsam and Jetsam.
I think
One has
Flotsam
one
floats
eye the other way, and the other has the
There
other
you go.
eye.
No, they're
I'm,
and
just like-
Jetsam Jets, right?
I'm stuck in Disney zone right now. Everything's a Disney
Flotsam
reference.
is what you made. What that pirate boat that got hit by the spare shot is
Has now
But
become.
if you
And
get
Jetsam
shot
would be
down,
like-
you'll be Jetsam.
Jettison.
Yeah.
So there's
right,
both.
exactly.
There's Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah,
And there's the old 80s kind of heavy metal band Flotsam and Jetsam.
Oh,
They're,
yeah.
they're,
anyone
they're,
else-
they're
so in
playing
there.
a concert on one of the sinking ships.
I was thinking the electric eels from The Little Mermaid.
Sure, them too.
Yeah, they're there
and
too.
they're getting into a.
If anybody in the audience actually knows the difference between Flotsam and Jetsam, keep it to yourself. I like my version.
Shut up about it,
Shout out
Your
comments.
signs,
Let us
get outta
know.
here.
Eric.
If you know what Flotsam and Jetsam are, please tell us in the comments because we're just pretending to.
Obviously, we have no idea what
video
we're
in
talking about.
Just a writer. I
Post
don't know
a
what
video
words
on this
are.
web-
We're
No,
faking
yeah.
our way to the top with
So,
our
yeah, this is-
Flotsam and Jetsam knowledge.
This is a pretty scenic area. It's the syrup seas are filled with the flotsam and jetsam of sinking boats and fallen ships, as the rock icebergs, candy icebergs in the shape of Dwayne Johnson float by past them,
And each one looks like him from a different role.
and each
Right.
one looks like
All
it.
walking
Yes,
tall.
yes. Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's not all the same Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
It's like
there's
some of them
different
are walking tall, some of them are Fast and Furious,
Yeah.
some of them are
That CIA.
He just
Yeah,
keeps
yeah,
getting
yeah,
like
it-
buffer
buddy
and
cop
buffer.
movie he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Voyager guest starring role that he did.
Oh, that's right.
What?
Yes, he was
Oh,
on
yeah.
Voyager.
No way.
Forgot about that.
Wait,
Good-
who?
The Rock.
Wow, I gotta
Oh
go back and
yeah,
watch
in
that.
the wrestling episode where 7 of 9 gets kidnapped by Jeffrey Combs, who is also in that episode in like his 7th role in Star
Yeah,
Trek.
right.
Yeah.
I just watched that
That's
one recently. It's a good
great.
one.
Yeah.
The Rock's not in it very much. It's kind of
I'm
disappointing.
only on season
haven't
3 of
watched it.
Voyager right now.
They didn't know what they were missing.
Yeah, I'm on
They did not
season
smell what the
3
Rock was
too.
They couldn't smell
I
what they were
just
doing.
started
It
it, I
Nice.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Season 3. All right.
This has been our Star Trek Who's Watching What
Star
update.
Trek Minute.
Now you
it's
know.
very good.
I'm rewatching DS9.
Yeah.
I finished my rewatch of DS9.
I also did finish my rewatch. I want to go back and redo TNG. I haven't like
Dude,
actually
yeah.
given it like
All right,
the sit down.
motivate,
That's it.
motivate.
That's it. That's it.
Brian.
I,
Okay. Sorry,
I have
the
a thing
divergence
that
is
I
over.
want to do if I can.
Yeah, you can do stuff.
Since there's lots
We
of
have a
lassos and grapplies
Oh,
and all
lasso.
sorts of doodads on the adventure blimp, I want to try and maybe lasso a cannon from a wrecked ship. I want lethals on this thing. I want
Sure, right.
I want
you just
guns, dog.
like let's say you're
Okay,
passing
sure.
over that smaller, slowly sinking pirate ship.
Yeah,
the
give me all
Gummy
your boom
sailors
boom
are,
room.
abandoning ship / being consumed by gummy sharks, as one would expect, but very slowly because the gummy sharks also move pretty slowly through all the syrup.
And you are being attacked by air pirates, remember?
Yeah,
So,
Right.
this fight with the air pirates, now you have some aspects for this area of the ocean, but you are still in the air. And the way this is going to work is, Eliza, you're going to have to make one roll as pilot that will count for all your maneuvering during the fight. And then Max and Jody, like Millennium Falcon style, you're going to have to man the weapons. Now, Max, if what you're saying is you want to not man a weapon and instead use
As
your
his
turn,
first
as your
action.
first turn to go try and lasso a cannon or
Right.
something.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's definitely some kind of like recovery arm, pulley
Yeah, right.
system built into this thing, like
It's just two giant
pull up,
hands
you
that
know,
come down. It's like, rah, 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 rah.
shipwrecks and
Oh, like a claw arm.
Yes,
Yeah,
in fact, that's what I'd say.
Oh, it's
I
gonna
would
be
say there is a
terrible.
claw arm. In
Anything.
fact, it's not only a claw arm, but you have to control it with like one of those,
yes, it's,
terrible
it's all,
joysticks.
it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
brass and steampunk, but you can clearly see that they just like took the controls of a claw arm cabinet and glued a bunch of tacks to it and stuff.
I glued
Some
a
extra
brass gear
gears.
on it.
Right? Yeah. They don't do anything. They're just for show.
The smoke machine just like.
Okay, so
And what if I'm in like a gunner station? What weapons do I have at my disposal?
Well, I mean, there are the lassos and grappling hooks and
Right.
sound cannons, and what do you think there should be?
Well, there's already a chocolate fountain on board. Can there be like a hose that sprays chocolate? Because then I could possibly like disrupt their visibility.
And make
And
them
it's not-
even more delicious.
Yeah.
chocolate hose? I mean, there must be some sort of hose system feeding the chocolate fountain.
Chocolate covered gummy bears.
Although I
You
wonder.
know what, Jody? I'm going to say there's not because
Okay.
who would do that?
Yeah,
But there
this is the
is
most
a
delicious
chocolate
battle ever.
fountain, so you could maybe
about to die.
create some kind of weapon if
Yeah.
you succeed at a.
Right, there's hoses. It's a crafts roll.
Right, it's a
Just
crafts
flat
roll.
crafts roll.
Oh, and that was one I didn't take.
Oh,
It's all right.
Well, that means you roll it a 0. If you don't have anything, you always roll it a 0.
yeah.
But we'll say there's chocolate and there's hoses, and you have the idea of what you want to do with it.
You know what? I
So-
can invoke powered by deadlines because we're on a strict time limit because those pirates are coming right at us.
You know what?
This is
yeah.
the calm
that's
before
true.
the fight. I would
Jody
buy
has a
that.
stunt called Powered by Deadlines. She gets +1 towards whatever roll she makes if she's under a time crunch.
So do I spend a fate point for
No,
that?
you
Nope.
don't have to
Nope.
spend a fate point for that.
You just get that +1.
You just have a +1 to craft.
So why don't we go with Jody first? You will. see-
Resistance.
Oh, this is pretty tough. So let's say it's a resistance of 3.
Sure.
Come on, dice. I got a 3.
Woo!
So okay, that's a tie. Do you? No, but you got a 4 because you have the +1. From,
Yeah, well, the negative one is.
Oh, you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. I
right.
said that. Okay, so you have a 3.
I mean, this isn't a. This is just like an overcome roll. So it's just like creating the thing, a success. This would be a success with consequence.
Success with consequence. All right.
The consequence is we don't get to eat any more chocolate on this.
Oh no.
Oh my! What
That's
have
a
you
huge
done?
On a personal level, I think that's acceptable, but we probably need
huge.
something
Yeah,
that's a
I
little
know,
more
I know.
mechanic. I would
Morale
say
of the crew.
Yeah.
you could, we could say if you just want to take this, if you don't want to invoke anything,
Yeah.
and just accept this success, then we could say like, well, you
You've
will
got forfeit.
succeed and build this cannon, but
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wait until like the second round of combat to use it. Like you.
Right. It'll take a while.
Okay,
Forfeit
that's fair.
your
Yeah, I don't think
combat
any of my.
turn.
I
Or you
don't-
could spend a fate point, or as many fate points as you want, and bump that score up, and you can get a cannon or
Oh,
super
okay,
cannon.
I
or-
will spend a fate point to bump that.
Okay, so what aspect do you think applies here?
I'm gonna go with master storyteller. Like, I'm having trouble doing some fittings together, and then I remembered, like there was a story I wrote where a character had to like create something sort of similar to this, some improvised weapons to fight monsters, and I'd actually had to do some research on how to assemble that sort of thing.
Close and
Yeah, I'll take that as close enough.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
say
take that as close enough.
You wrote a comic book at one point called "The Adventures of the Human Hose," which was about a
Ugh.
superhero. Yeah, I know. It was not your favorite assignment.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was-
poor Jody.
yeah.
But you did learn
It paid
a lot.
very well.
Yes, you did learn a lot about fluid
Early days.
dynamics and like water pressure.
And in fact, I did research I didn't need to do because I was a little like, I don't really want to write this. I'm going to do some more
I'm not sure-
research.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure
research
it's
is
a good
more
idea to
fun.
put anything as search terms into Google to
Human
try and
hose.
find the information I'm looking for here.
I mean, all writers are already on CIA watch lists, so it's,
All right,
it's fine.
so
yeah.
we're gonna say that at your, Star Wars turret-style weapon station, you have now installed essentially like a high-pressure chocolate hose, and we will determine what that does and how it works when you start using it.
Okay.
Max, you are busy trying
Yeah,
to use that little joystick to hand claw a little cannon from down there.
What do you think for skill here?
Ooh, for a skill, what would this
Operating
Some
the
kinda-
machine.
kind of athletics or? I mean, those machines are really frustrating. It could be willpower or.
Yeah, it's like this is one of those places where you wish there was like a dexterity stat.
Let's call.
See,
I
do I
mean,
have
in
anything
place
that
of
would-
dexterity, why don't we call that athletics?
Yeah, I think that's
So it's
generally
like
the way
this
that
is-
works.
I'm down with that.
Hand-eye coordination feat.
Right.
Cool. All right. Well, I've got to bonus to
But
athletics,
we
that's
said
nice.
this is a tough one. You got to drop the claw down. That cannon is sinking. You only have so much time to grab it. This is definitely going to be tough. So let's call this a passive resistance of 3.
Okay. Come on, days spent in the... What the hell?
I think you need to switch dice again.
I do.
Still
So
have a
I
reroll.
got a 1. You know what? F it. I am gonna reroll. Thank Thanks, Sam.
Yay!
Watch me like totally flub this too. No, it's a 3. I got a 3.
Nice.
I'll take that.
See the power
so
of the reroll.
Similarly, this is a straight overcome roll, which means while tying is a success for you, you do accomplish the thing that you want. There needs to be some kind of additional complication,
Right.
which could be you get the cannon up, but it's gonna take you a turn to get it functional or something like
working.
that. Alternately, if there's something you think you can invoke, you can do what Jody did and just make it a full success.
I don't think I quite have anything that would unless I don't think I have anything.
Anything that applies to claw game.
No, I think we're good unless I wanted to invoke Suckers for Spectacle and be like, I pull up a lit bomb.
So
it's amazing. It's gonna be so good.
When
I don't think so.
make your attack rolls using this cannon, you're gonna get an additional +1 to shoot.
Cool.
When we get there,
Awesome.
which is probably now.
Yeah, what do we say, Eliza? Why don't you first make some sort of maneuverability roll here, because the skill at which you are maneuvering the rocket blimp will determine how hard it is for them to hit their targets.
All right, so drive again.
Yep, we'll just make this one roll for the whole adventure.
Sure.
We'll call it a passive resistance of 2.
Wow.
That's 3.
4.
Well, that's a 4.
Oh well, okay.
So that's a full success.
Yeah, that is a full success.
Wow.
You are piloting this like a Sasquatch, as they say.
Yes, as a lot of people say all the time.
Yeah, it's very common.
I said that earlier today.
And can I add that the 80s song "Like a Sasquatch" is playing right now in the cockpit.
Right, you figured out how to turn on the radio.
Yeah. Like a Sasquatch.
Oh, so it does turn on. Cool.
Flying a rocket blimp for the very first time. Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue.
Sasquatch. When your rocket blimp has chocolate fountains.
Wow,
I like it. I like it. I'm convinced I'd buy
I would
that
buy
album.
this single, yeah.
I feel like Doc just built his entire life around the song. He loved it so much.
Right.
It really spoke to him.
Yeah.
It's true in here.
So
it
yeah,
better be true out there.
you've got the Sasquatch sound blasting, and you are just like tearing it up. You're flying rings around those air pirates right now. Very competently. And now that means that for each of you to make your attacks, it's going to be a lot easier than it might have been. So let's say, Jody, I think it's up to you. I think your turn now.
Yes.
You are fighting with your chocolate cannon. And what do you want to do with it? You want to try and, I assume...
Yeah,
what do you want to do?
I want to aim for like their windshields. And,
Sure, you want to spray down the cockpit?
Yeah, I want to try to like either get them like so blinded so they can't see, or so distracted by delicious chocolate that they forget to shoot us and are just like free chocolate and are eating it.
Well, we're going to say there are 3 air pirate ships.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So let's say you're attacking the first one, number 1.
Yeah, the closest.
The closest of the air pirate ships. Gummy air pirate ships.
So is this a shoot?
Yes, this is a shoot roll. And Nick, since the Gummy pirates are flying evasive maneuvers, why don't we make this an active resistance?
Yeah, no, I actually was sort of figuring we'd treat the ships kind of like
perfect.
characters with their own stress tracks
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna cut down their stress tracks a little bit because there's 3 of them. Cool, yeah. So the pirates are going to make an active defense against your shooting. It's terrible. They're not good at flying their pirate ship.
Well, I got a 1.
They got a -2. So that's success this time.
Wow.
Now,
What's going on over there?
They're just drunk.
we'll treat this
They
sort
didn't
of like an
expect an
active
airship
attack
even,
for the
and
case
they never show
of this thing, which means basically what happens is that you spray, the chocolate cannon, and you just absolutely nail one of these pirate blimps, and immediately it becomes clear that through a perfect combination of the fact that the guy on the steering wheel now has chocolate in his eyes, and that all the other sailors are on their hands and knees frantically shoveling chocolate into their mouths, one of these blimps just sort of spirals out of the sky and plops down into the syrup sea.
Yeah, good shot, Jody.
You hear one of them go, is that the author of Hose Man?
I love
No, I've written other things that are better.
I wrote it under a pseudonym.
It's definitely the author of Hose Man.
Max.
I didn't even change my name. I just changed the spelling of my
You
first
have
and
a
last
chance.
name.
Yeah.
That's
Would
my
you like to
pseudonym.
target
have
another
fun
one
with
of these pirate boats?
Yeah, you effing know I would.
Right. Ships.
Yep, that's
They're
true.
Flying ships,
airships,
right.
flying gummy air pirates.
I'm calling
Their
them
gummy
boats.
propellers are like adorable. They're flopping back around. Yep.
If just because I feel like this is in character for me, where could I aim at one of these things that would create the coolest explosion?
I mean, that would be like
Do
where
they have like an engine?
I would say like a gas tank, right?
Oh,
It's like,
that's what
because
I'm talking about.
They
Sherman.
are powered by liquefied Skittles. So if you blow one of these things up,
Extremely flammable liquefied Skittles.
yes. So if you blow one of these up, it is like a huge starburst.
Yes, I would
Like
like.
Skittle burst.
You've actually
A rainbow.
If I turn into a starburst, just boink.
You've
You
actually
will
got
too,
some
yeah.
decent options there, because there is both an engine you could target, and there's also like wherever they keep their stockpile of like cannonballs and gunpowder.
Oh,
and
also
stuff.
cool. That
Like-
would be like a big firework.
Right.
Yes, fireball. Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm in
Do they shoot fireballs?
I'm in more of a straight explosion
candy?
mood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Candy.
go for the Skittles.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Oh, see, no, they shoot rabbits.
Red
Okay.
Hots.
Okay,
Red Hot.
so what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say is because you are targeting very
No, they shoot
specifically, they're gonna get a slightly
Oh.
higher defensive roll than they
Yeah.
would,
Word.
but your success against this target will be counted accordingly.
Cool. Oh wait, I was going for the thing. It doesn't matter. I have a 2.
They have a 0.
Yeah.
So it's not a success with style, but you did the targeted thing, so it basically is a success with style. So, yeah. You kind of narrow in. I mean, actually, you know what? Max, describe what happens.
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
You won fully.
I'm
Describe what
like
happens.
riveting this thing on. I'm like, man, this cannon's gonna be so sweet. And I'm like getting it all like ready.
Sweet,
I'm like,
haha, I get
oh
what you were doing
yeah,
over there.
thank you.
I heard that.
And I'm like lining it up, and I'm like, yeah, dope. And I see the Skittle tank, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And then Eliza like deftly like lurches out of the way. And I'm like, huh, what? And I just hit the button, and it just like, shoots. And I turn around, and I'm like, what happened? And then it just looks like beautiful explosion.
Oh,
Yabba dabba.
thank
Ooh,
you.
dabba-dabba-doo. It again. And it's just so glorious.
Right, it's
and
spectacular.
amazing.
The Skittles go up, which kick off the magazine, which kicks off the whatever they're using to actually inflate the blimp, which is probably like, hydrogen or something, because these
Yeah,
are
'cause they're
not-
idiots.
Yeah, they did not finish chemistry class. They don't really understand these things. And it's like, yeah, it is a beautiful, spectacular explosion that consumes the flying pirate ship utterly.
And it's perfectly
Taste
reflects
that
in their
rainbow,
eyes.
suckers!
Wow, great job, Max!
So, Eliza, that brings us back around to you.
I won't get cocky.
This would be, again, another drive roll to see
How you keep maneuvering.
if you avoid getting shot at, basically.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey!
Jealous, thank you. Oh, so.
I knew this day would come.
Oh.
-1.
Well, you just went from flying like Baloo to flying like Launchpad McQuack. And
Nice work, sir. Were you waiting for that? That's really impressive.
No, oh, DJ Phoenix, thank you.
Thanks.
We know DJ Phoenix. You all of a sudden it's like
Oh.
the rocket blimp starts. It's,
Hold on, guys.
right. It's like one of those things where it's just like it's almost spiraling. You are losing control. You are really just barely keeping that airborne now, which is going to make.
Well,
I'm loving
Well,
it.
wait. I should
like
actually ask:
riding
Is there
up.
anything you wanna? Is there anything you want to do here? How far down were you? You were from was a passive distance of 2.
One
Yeah.
off, right?
You're 1
I
off.
got
So you
-1. Or
could theoretically.
2,
wait, what did you get?
I got -1.
Yeah, and
You
it's
said
a passive resistance of 2, so you're 3 off.
Yeah, 3 off. Okay.
Yikes.
You have 1 fate point. You each have some fate points. Does anybody want to try and help her? Or do you just want to try and make do with the rocket blimp sort of not doing?
Yeah, I'll.
Because you can still shoot with rocket blimp going wild. It's just gonna be a little bit harder for you.
Can I use exit stage left, my stunt, to give a bonus to Eliza's drive to be like, that was amazing. I don't think they're looking right now. We gotta
I'm
go.
going to say you cannot
Okay.
because you are not escaping at the
Oh,
moment.
that's true. We're not.
You have to
still
be
in
in
the fight,
escape.
right.
Max has a stunt called exit stage left, which gives him
+2.
+2 whenever he is escaping after doing some chaotic, insane thing. We gave him the +2 instead of the +1 because in real life he's great at escaping after doing chaotic, insane things.
It's true. Often get away with it.
So just real quick here, a couple quick updates. Yebba Debba gives their resub to Eliza.
Thank you.
Sorry, their reroll.
Reroll, yeah.
I can speak English.
Thank you, Yabba Dibba.
And
That's fun to say. Really
Did-
fun to say.
And Jay's Alias gives their sub reroll to Jody.
Yay! Thank you.
And DJ Phoenix also gives their reroll to Jody.
Oh, thank you. Can you re-roll since you have re-rolls?
Oh,
That is true.
that's true.
Wait, what?
Yes,
Oh,
you
yes.
can spend a reroll and reroll. Absolutely.
All right then. Thanks, Yabba Dibba.
Wow, that paid off fast.
Yeah.
Well, good time.
Not about to get covered in molasses.
What?
Not better. Same.
Oh no!
All right. Well,
Thanks a lot, Yebba Debba.
no, not your fault. It's,
It's not your fault. Please keep watching.
we
We
should be
love
bringing
you.
in cast
amazing.
members
We love
better
you.
at dice rolling.
How am I the one who's rolling the best today?
I know.
This is
Strange world.
talk about a plot
Strange
twist.
world.
We always said the world of tempting fate was not the one you're used to.
So we're just gonna go with the out of control rocket blimp, all right, Max?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Jody.
No, well, hold
expect-
on.
What?
Before you do that, I am going to now, because you failed that roll, make a shoot roll from the one remaining pirate blimp to see if you guys
Yeah.
take any damage, because you're not just.
They're
flatly
attacking
able
you,
to
firing
avoid
red hots.
them. Okay, they take a shot at you.
Oh no!
The-
Incoming!
Yes, you brace for impact. A bunch of cannonballs come sort of swooping in at the blimp. You're actually generally pretty lucky. There's no kind of structural damage. You don't have like any specific thing, but there is like, a couple lamps get blasted off. There's a few like holes
I liked
in
that
the
lamp.
railings and stuff.
Protect the chocolate fountain, please.
Most of them actually like
Fine China.
perfectly flew between like where the blimp is and where like the gondola, like the place where you guys are hanging under the blimp is.
Oh, right, yeah,
So
yeah.
that was real lucky. Like they just right in this space in the middle.
Oh,
But like enough damage to remind you that you're getting shot at.
I think we're getting shot at, guys.
We are, Jody.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
accurate.
appreciate the
Yeah.
update, though.
At least it's not licorice.
Well, I believe, Jody, it is to you.
I'm aggravated.
And there's one ship left?
There's one ship
There's
left, yeah.
one ship left.
I am taking aim with that chocolate hose, even though they're jerks and they don't deserve free chocolate. But dire times.
I just
Yeah.
realized that when you succeed on these rolls, you're making chocolate-covered gummy bears.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Whoever thought that would be like a... Oh, dude!
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Yes.
switching gold. I'm switching
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
I don't even
Like
need to see what you
slaying
roll.
over.
It
I
doesn't matter.
rolled a 4.
When you wait,
against
really?
a 4 against a -4.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
it. All right.
Well,
Wow.
it's
well,
a 4 against a -3 technically,
Oh,
because
so-
it's a -4 on the dice. But they did have a plus.
my
1.
bad. 4 against a -3.
So I won by 7.
So, fatal chocolate.
Well, I'm gonna say
Shoots through their
As,
head.
no. I have an idea.
Yeah, go for it.
Can the ship I don't know how they would explode from chocolate hose, but
let's say it shoots into the gummy airplane and just starts like swelling and swelling and swelling, and you just hear the gummy pilot go, "I regret nothing," and it explodes in a huge.
but the candy that flies out of the exploding ship just perfectly seals all the holes that they shot in us, just by coincidence.
You know what?
That was such a ridiculous
Yes.
success.
Yes,
that,
that-
yes,
absolutely.
Yes, that
All
is
the-
what happens.
Right, we'll say like the
liquefied-
melted liquefied gummy jelly
Right,
falls
combined
on the
with
rocket
like the
blimp.
detritus of the other. It's like pieces of their rocket leg like whip across the space between you, slap perfectly into spot where there's damage on yours, and then like a bit of gummy like slaps into them and holds them in place.
From beneath, you hear one of the sea pirates who's still down there sinking and watches, be like, "That was the coolest thing I've ever seen, yar!"
Thank you. Tell your friends.
This is a little late for that, and then he sinks to his watery grave.
First of all, DJ Regular, very kindly, just gave you all a collective fate point.
Yay!
So we're gonna take one out there and just put it. Yep,
Yep.
right, perfect.
Yay.
Perfect.
It's like a little
And
triple pen.
If we get another one, they can fight to the death.
with the air pirates bested, you continue on into the skies, and that is where we will pick up when we come back from break. We'll see y'all in about
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Thank you for joining us,
Yes,
everyone.
thank you for joining us, and
Thank you.
we will be right back. Hello.
Oh,
Welcome back. And in a very unexpected turn of events in the first half, everything became about gummy people. And our players have been dodging gummy pirates on the seas, on the air. There are a lot of gummy pirates, apparently. And welcome back. And point again to the first line maintenance fund at the bottom, which you can support by sending carrier penguins or buying fate points, $5 for a collective one, $10 for a specific person for our players.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's jumped down. Yeah.
Generally.
And what else is there? Oh, yeah. If we somehow make it up to $100 tonight, we'll make our players fight an Electro Kraken, which, thanks to Eliza, is a big mess of wires with a beak, but like at Kraken scale, like real big mess of wires.
A lot of wires.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to have to untangle this, is what I'm saying. And if we get to $250, our players will face a supernatural mist. And I'd say it's probably a little late for $400, but if we somehow miraculously got there, then next week our players would come face to face with their arch nemesis, Grim and Gritty. But,
Well, if the
and
ghost
it's-
of J. Paul Getty Jr. is out there and wants to fund this.
yes, that's their other
I know you're
arch
watching.
nemesis.
They're not clicking out.
And of course, subs and resubs can get rerolls to give out to the players, and so
Or
for
to us.
yeah, or to us, or to us. You can always give to us. I don't know why I always forget to say that. All right, the last thing that happened was DJ Regular gave the table a fade point, which sits there in the collective booth. That's anybody can draw on that if they need to. And yeah, when we last left off, you had just dodged the air pirates as Jody, in a spectacular show of marksmanship,
Chocolate marks.
chocolate marksmanship, shot a gummy air pirate ship. That she shot the shit out of that thing, and it exploded so incredibly that it plugged the detritus from the explosion plugged
Damage?
the damage in our hero's ship.
well, it's like you want to give it back to Doc, and as close to the condition as we borrowed it as we can, so
In
it
as
can.
delicious
Well,
a
it is
form as
damaged and
possible.
now coated in a protective candy shell, so it's not exactly in the condition it was in, but
I think it's better.
Yeah.
it is arguably better.
It will now
it is
only melt into his
arguably
mouth
better.
and not
in his
hand.
hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
and DJ Phoenix sends a carrier penguin, says, "We are all rocking it tonight," and it's like, thank you for saying so.
thank
Well,
you.
Thank you.
actually, if I may take a moment here, and as you are flying away from these exploding airship, you suddenly notice a much smaller airship that's above you and moving much faster than you, which whips over the top, and out of it, you see a small, just a black dot that grows and grows and grows until you realize it's a tiny little penguin with a mailman's hat and a little messenger bag. And it sort of spreads its wings for a controlled
Yeah,
glide and flops down onto the deck of your ship.
Oh my
and it sort of
God.
waddles up to you guys.
I'm gonna pat it. I'm an outsider, but I do like cute things. I'm only human.
It's like animal.
You're very good at your job and also
And
adorable.
it reaches
Wow.
into its messenger bag and it
So
pries
impressed.
out like a little scroll.
And it went, hands the scroll off to Eliza, and that scroll is a message from DJ Phoenix, which says, "You're all rocking it tonight."
Oh,
And
DJ
on that, the
Phoenix.
carrier penguin,
Leaps over the side of the boat.
Oh,
whoa!
and like it's just like Point Break style, just like
Look at it go.
skydives to the surface and
it's like
disappears.
the Batman of penguins.
Yeah.
That
It's
penguin
the
is going to die
yeah.
in there.
Oh.
Penguins can't swim in
The
snow.
carrier penguins are a very formidable organization. They, their training is top notch. Their people are really, really just
Yeah.
the best.
We better
Cream of the
stay on
crop.
their good side.
Cream of the penguin
Oh,
crop.
man.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Take a
cream of
turn.
penguin soup.
At any
I mean,
moment,
what?
No.
What?
They
Penguin
are
soup.
Oh, okay.
Be
Penguin
nice to
soup?
penguins, Jody.
full of
Jesus Christ, Jody.
vitriol.
Jody, no.
Jody, no.
Poker face.
Yes, Jody. Yes, that's why you're an outsider. It's because of all the penguin soup jokes.
I just think they're funny, guys. It's
So yeah.
Let me be me, damn.
So as the carrier penguin disappears into the seas, your rocket blimp passes through the pirate area. Oh, hey, Guru Matt, thank you.
Thank you.
Guru Matt is awesome. We love him.
Is that a fate point for our
We
bowl?
shall see.
We shall see.
Who knows
Oh, yeah.
where that money goes.
I must wait for the great god Damzuk to tell me.
Zamzook.
Yes.
That's the one true God that I
It's
am.
happening. It's happening right now.
I see the god.
He gives a fate point to the table.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, fight to death.
Thank you, Guru
Thank
Matt.
you.
Thank you, Guru Matt.
You could have given it to us, but that's still very generous of you.
I don't think the fate points work that way.
Oh yeah, that's
if
a
you
good
spent
point.
10, you could give
If
it
you
to
spent
us.
10, you could give it to us, right? Yeah. So yeah, no, you couldn't have given it to us. But
Back
yeah.
off.
Not yours.
So they've got 2 collective fate points, and anybody can draw
They
on
are.
those now, should they need. And Elisa, how many are you out of fate points right now?
I have one.
Oh, you have 1. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Percent, please.
you have 3. You
I have 3.
3. Okay. So the rocket passes out of pirate-infested skies and pirate-infested waters, and you see in the distance what you recognize from the charts that you got from Jeremy Renner, no relation, Gummy Bear Island. And Gummy Bear Island is quite the sight to see. It is an island that is shaped like a giant gummy bear that just floats.
hence the
No
name.
wonder, yeah.
The silhouette in the distance is clearly unmistakably just a gummy bear, and like a green one because it's like covered in rolling hills and stuff like that.
I think
So
that one's
yeah.
Max's
right, it looks like a big
favorite, too.
green gummy bear just floating in the middle of the ocean there. And it's it's quite beautiful, Max. It's a spectacle. You really love
Oh,
it.
I want to lick that island.
Yes, you really want to lick that island, and you follow your charts down to the island where you expect to find Gummy, the colony that you are looking for.
Sick, but not yet diseased children.
Of sick but not yet diseased gummy children who are
gross.
sent
Yeah.
to an otherwise uninhabited island for some reason as part of a gummy colony.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Wait, is this like a leper colony? Yeah.
No, it's not a leper colony, but there will be some kind of mysterious explanation. There's a big mystery payoff that answers that question. Nick, get working on it right now.
Or will there?
Ow. Ow.
Can we?
Ow.
Yes, we will come up with something in the next
Hour and
hour
5
and
minutes?
7 minutes. Yeah. So
But we promise you a satisfying explanation
Oh,
within
yeah.
the next 76-ish minutes.
it's going to be better than 10 Super Bowls. I don't want to oversell it. Wait.
10 big games. We
10.
don't want to get
Oh,
sued.
good.
Good point.
10 the big
Redacted.
games.
10 the big
10
games.
the big pigskin games.
Well, yeah, you land your rocket blip where you expect the Gummy Village to be, and the Gummy Village is there, and you set it down just outside of town, and your landing is smooth. Lisa, you've been doing a good job, so we won't make you roll for that. And yeah, now you're on the ground. What would you like to do?
I mean, I guess do we just take the supplies with us, or do they have a way, if we go and get them, can we make them carry everything?
Well, what you see in the instructions that were given
Carry
to you
your
in
own
the charts
medicine,
from
you
Jeremy
sick
Renner,
bastards.
Jeremy Renner seems to expect that you will be greeted by a welcoming party of
Okay.
gummy bears.
Well, I don't see anyone.
Hello, welcoming party. Are you
Hello.
here?
Hello.
We're here. If you didn't see the giant rocket blimp landing, it's kind of conspicuous. I mean, maybe your sickness makes you blind. I don't know.
I'm gonna compel myself. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
there has to be a consequence.
Sure.
Because I never got to have some chocolate fountain, so I'm like, oh, chocolate fountain, and I run back onto the ship, and I'm like, nom, 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 nom.
All right, I'm going to say,
like mission
you,
schmission.
here it is.
Yeah,
you
like,
can
I don't-
absolutely do that and take a fate point for it because you're compelling yourself. But the consequence there is that in doing so, you have dismantled Jody's chocolate cannon in a way that is not going to be fixable.
Sorry.
So
I
you
worked
have
so
lost-
hard on that,
You
and
went-
it blew up
Right.
stuff
Right.
in such a cool
You
way.
went back in and you noticed that the chocolate fountain wasn't running, and you realized it was like because Jody had cannibalized several important pieces of the chocolate fountain for her chocolate gun, and you were like,
You know,
Oh, no.
no
We're
one.
not fighting pirates now, but we
fact,
do have a chocolate.
You remember Hose Man did this thing in one of your favorite issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that story.
Yes.
The human hose, please.
Oh, the human hose. I'm
The
sorry.
human hose.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Which is just so much worse.
Yeah, that's a good. Point.
You know what? No one ever respects my work, and this is why I'm an outsider.
Cold but true.
It is true.
So we're in the village. Is that?
Or we're,
You were just sitting on the outskirts of the village, I suppose, waiting for the welcoming party that Jeremy Renner told you would be coming.
Well, F that.
No relation.
I would like to go. I would like to start knocking on doors. If they're not going to come meet us,
Sure.
we'll
Absolutely.
meet them.
So,
I'm not going with them. I'm gonna sit outside and like read a book or something. Like probably some like really sad poetry or.
And I assume you're still eating chocolate? Perfect. So, Max, you head off on your own
Splitting
to
the
knock
party.
on some doors and see what's up in this
It always
village.
goes well. It's fine.
Pathetic infirm gummy children. Pathetic infirm gummy children.
well,
Come out on all your delicious crutches.
you're not hearing anything. You walk into the village and it's just quiet. It's the wind in the trees.
In the willows.
Yeah,
There's a
they're
frog
regular trees. It's just an island shaped like a gummy bear. So it's just the wind in the trees, and I mean it's suspiciously quiet for what should be a
Bustling gummy village.
bustling gummy village full of sick but not yet diseased gummy children.
All right. Well, that's a perfect opportunity then. I'm robbing them blind.
All right.
Well,
Even blinder than their sickness has made them.
I guess you gotta start with a single, some single domicile. So you want to try and like pick the lock on one of these doors.
Yeah, do any of them?
Jam Jars gives us their reroll.
You punk.
Thank you. I'm gonna need that because my rolls are awful.
We love you, and because you gave it to us, we are now going to put actual jam jars somewhere into this.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a
I
great
like that.
idea.
I like
Because,
that.
because that's
my
your
jam.
name,
Is that where
and
the,
you gave
the
us a
little
reroll.
children are being held inside jam?
Yes. Yeah, there you
Right.
go.
Remember,
Jody,
we can give you advantages that they can't give you if you donate stuff to us.
That's right. Yeah, this is crooked. But yes, jam jars.
Yeah.
Deeply
You just
flawed.
got an original Jody Hauser
Don't listen
writing
to them.
creation.
Go with your hearts, and we're in your hearts.
Yeah.
Jam jars. You
I
just got an
burrowed
original
into your
Jody
heart
Hauser
years
writing
ago.
creation. Wherever these children are.
They're
They're locked
so
in jam
Max,
jars.
why
They're
don't
locked
you
in
go
jam
ahead
jars.
and make a burglary roll against a passive resistance of 2 to see if you can pick the lock to one of these houses.
Come on, little dice. Let's rob some kids.
Oh, I see a lot of things there.
That's okay though, because my burglary is amazing. 5.
Yeah.
oh,
Successful
right.
style.
Ooh.
Oh, is
That's-
burglary your
that's-
great
that's my
skill?
Well,
great
Max,
skill.
not
Yeah.
only
Nice.
do you pick the lock, but you totally come to understand the lock in a way that now you know for a fact
Right.
you can
Lock
pick
it.
every
You were
lock
like,
in
I
this village
understand
without
how
rolls.
Yeah.
gummy lock mechanisms work now, and I can easily get past them.
Right.
All right.
Luckily, they're
These
gummies.
sad
so-
Yeah,
gummy
I know how
people
they
have
work.
made their
Yeah.
locks out of gummy, and all I have to do is just eat the lock.
Right. So you eat the lock, and the door swings open. You walk into this gummy villager's home. Let's take a moment here to figure out what's it like in there.
Ah, yeah.
There's candy bark floors.
Candy bark floors. I like that. Okay.
Oh, it's the wallpaper is like those candy buttons on
And
paper.
as
Oh,
part of
yeah,
this,
yeah,
I would say,
for
as part
sure.
of this, what kind of items do you think might be in this place that you could then steal?
Oh, that
do you
might
mean,
be
useful
that might
stuff?
be valuable. Well, I mean, there's
By your standards of value.
right. There's definitely
There is
clothing.
candy bar floor,
There's
though.
clothing and food. Not a lot of it. Not a lot of either. Both of which should not be there because they're just gonna hate that. You know what? I'm gonna steal all their socks.
Okay.
No, just half their socks.
All right.
Oh,
Like,
one
just like
from
all
every
the-
Yeah,
pair?
one from every
Right.
pair.
Every
That's
left sock.
diabolical.
Every left sock is
Such an
gone.
That is evil.
All right. So you can go ahead and add to your extras bag full of stolen socks.
Hell yeah, I can.
I'm not sure what it does, but you have it.
Bag o' socks.
But it's only one half of each pair? Is
Yeah.
A bag of
One
stolen
half.
left socks.
Bag o' left
I'm gonna
socks.
oversell.
that? Bag of
It's
left
fine.
socks.
And then I feel like if there must be like they must be there for like a reason, you know, they're like mining or like doing some kind of work. There must be some equipment that they're using. Or like safety equipment, maybe? I don't know. Or like, unless Jeremy Renner knows.
We can try and figure this out. What is the
no gas
purpose
mask
of
for
Gummy
you.
Bear Island based on, what you find here? Are they mining gummy barium to build...
And a gummy and
Yeah.
To make gummy barium enemas.
Oh my god.
I mean,
I was going to go with atom bombs, but yeah.
Too soon?
I mean, I always go to gummy berry juice, but you know, that's
yeah.
This could be
I
like
feel like it
that
wasn't Gummy Bears a documentary?
Gummy berry juice is probably a trademarked element of a property owned by Disney, so we'll call it a gummy berry
Beverage?
extract.
Yes. Yep. Perfect.
Concentrated.
Nailed it. So yes, you do notice that there's some shelves on the wall, and on those shelves there's a bunch of sealed, ready to be shipped out jars of gummy berry extract.
Are they in jam jars?
They are indeed in jam jars.
They are in jam jars.
100% definitely in jam jars, and it's kind of like a reddish fluid, so they even sort of look like jars of jam.
Well, the gummy berry juice comes in all colors. It comes in all colors that gummy bears come in.
Pineapple.
Are they
color.
juicing the children?
Classic.
They might be now.
I don't know. You're not there, Jody.
I'm just being me.
You're busy reading poetry.
Yeah.
I'm writing poetry about juicing gummy bear
I'm
children.
just gonna grab one of the
Because-
jars and be like,
a horror story.
"Were
I'm
you a
writing-
child? Were you a pathetic,
The jar-
sick, useless child?"
The jar does not answer.
The jar is eerily silent. Or actually, sorry, the opposite one. Completely expectedly silent.
As per usual, does not talk.
But
Just
add
like
to
every
your
jar in my
extras-
life.
Go ahead and add to your extras a jar of
Gummy berry extract.
extract.
Oh, Amy is hosting.
Hey!
Oh, hey.
Our good pal,
Jar,
Enthusi Amy.
Our good
who-
pal, internet sensation, Amy Dolan.
That's the one who is at TwitchCon, I think, today.
yeah.
So yeah, with the whole Geek and Sundry crew over there. I know Erica Ichi and Sax and everybody's
Yes,
down there.
tell them we say hi if you were there. Although if you're watching this, you're
please, if
probably
you're
not
watching,
there.
And
If
No,
you
we're
are
on-
somehow
we're on the
watching
main-
this from there, you're
projected
living
on the wall,
your
right?
best life, clearly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we appreciate that.
You're a digital person.
yeah, if you're watching this from there, go party at your TwitchCon.
What are you
Do not do that.
Bring in
Party in
No,
an
why?
on your
hour.
phone.
Yeah, you have less than an hour for
So Max, you've got a jar of gummy berry extract now, and
Yeah.
Eliza, you
Bag of
are
socks.
stuffing your face with chocolate, dark chocolate, I presume, because I know that is your thing. And Jody, you are
I'm writing horror
reading-
stories. I'm writing a horror story about juicing gummy bear children because that just sort of came to my mind out of nowhere, and I
wonder
was like,
why.
I wonder
Jody-
if Max is finding jars of something that might be the juice from gummy bear children.
As yeah,
Gives me an idea.
yeah, I was just like, why did they bring all those sick children here? What's the worst possible thing they could do? And that's going to be my novel for National Novel Writing Month.
Jody
I'm
approaches
just starting
writing
early.
like Littlefinger would. I think of the worst possible things that they.
Yeah.
And then I write that story.
I do have early child-sized hands, so that makes sense.
Coincidence?
Little
I-
finger.
know.
God, get out.
So yeah, I think we should take a second while Max, you are robbing this
Yeah,
gummy
just-
house.
You could be robbing the whole gummy village now for all you want. It's like-
Cartoonishly stealing socks. It's just
Yeah.
like.
Are you sneaking along? Is
It's
there
a
like
big sack with a sock outline on it, and
Well,
I'm just chucking socks.
You're
in.
having such
Yeah.
a good time running from house to house that you don't notice you're not quite alone in the Gummy Bear Village. Okay, so we're going to throw this open to the table for a second here. Gummy Berry Island is supposed to be uninhabited, but there's somebody here, and I'll tell you, they're up to no good. So who do we think it is?
Is it a Teddy Graham?
Teddy Grams?
Theodore Graham.
Oh, an actual guy named Teddy Graham.
Well, no, I was
But
thinking like
he
the
is
Teddy
also
Grahams.
like
He is also a
I'm like,
Teddy
what's
bear cookie.
Yeah, I'm like, what's
Yeah.
the arch nemesis of gummy bears? Maybe another
Cookie
type
bears.
of food that's in the shape of a bear.
I can go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teddy Graham.
Teddy Grams. And why don't we say that the Teddy Grams, I'm just going to throw this out there. How do we feel about maybe the Teddy Grams? Like, they are the soldiers of the Navy.
Yep.
The queen.
Well, Max, you turn because you think you hear something.
Actually, make a notice roll,
Oh,
if
okay.
you don't mind, against
I
the
don't.
passive resistance of 3.
Wow, I suck. 0.
Okay, so you think you hear something, but you look around and
I'm gonna keep robbing.
back to robbing.
Well, because you didn't see anything, the sorry, I was going to say Gummy. Sorry, the teddy bear, the Teddy Graham Navy officer, gets the drop on you
Drop bears.
and gets first attack in your fight. So, Max, to borrow a phrase from one of my favorite GMs, you are now in combat
With a Teddy
with
Graham.
a Teddy Graham Navy naval officer.
With a Navy naval Teddy Graham officer.
Yes.
What rank does he have?
I think he's Lieutenant.
Oh my god.
He is Lieutenant.
Yes.
As opposed to core barrel?
Oh, yeah.
You're
that doesn't
fired. No.
Oh, okay. It was nice playing with you guys. I'll see you later.
And on that note, smoke bomb.
So you can either roll physique or athletics as your defensive roll.
Okay. I will roll athletics.
Generally,
I have
whichever one is higher is the way to
Zippo
go.
on physique. Yeah. Okay. So this is active. Is that the
Yes. He rolled a 2.
deal? And I have rolled a 3.
Okay. So Lutetti gets the drop
Eat it,
on
you
you,
delicious bastard.
but your carefully honed criminal senses, you're good at sneaking and you're good at knowing when you're being snucked upon. And as a result, but also through sheer dumb luck, so you get a second premonition that someone's coming for you, and you turn, and this guy swings like his rapier at you, but like it catches on your bag of socks.
Trusty bag of socks.
Right, which protects you from any potential harm. Yeah, what do you want to do? Right now you're in this combat, you're alone.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, we should stop here for a second because on the break, Max came over to me and said that he might want to replace one of his aspects
Oh, yeah, right.
with a different aspect. Mac has an aspect called popular, which basically we saw as basically a social bolster to things like rapport and empathy, and it would make people like him. But he also has an aspect called
Way with words.
Way with words. And he sort of felt that that was also a bolster to the same, mainly the same sort of skills. So he thought they were a little redundant. So he asked if he could take something that's a little more physical, so that he would have some sort of fighting skills. So what we came up with was
Wannabe action hero.
wannabe action hero.
Not quite action hero, as we noted earlier.
Yeah, I mean, this is still Max we're talking about here. So he's, not quite an action hero.
The body is willing.
But he wants to be, so he really throws himself into the role now. And when Max invokes wannabe action hero, he can get bolsters to things like drive, or shoot, or in the right circumstances, fight, or athletics maybe. Any of the things you think that an action hero would excel at in a action movie kind of way.
Though we can also compel you to try and do action movie hero-like things and screw up.
Not
Yeah, that's
go
why we
well.
like this, because
Yeah.
we can make him do a lot of really stupid stuff now.
I'm gonna try and jump a horse off a roof to follow a motorcycle kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, now you are.
Wait, the
So you've
horse is
seen
riding
somebody
a
ramp a
motorcycle?
horse,
100%.
you haven't
Got it.
really lived.
That is every comic book artist's worst nightmare to draw. A horse riding a motorcycle.
So yeah, well,
I'm writing that into everything from now on.
horse on a motorcycle. movie.
See,
In the
when
background,
when
the
you
horse
watch
rides by on a
Tempting
motorcycle.
Fate, not only do you get a chance to support the good people at Saving Throw, but you get valuable comic book writing tips from professionals like Jody Hauser.
You get to
Now
see
you know if you're-
inside the creative process.
Yeah, if you're trying to make it as a comic book writer, probably don't write a lot of scenes about horses riding motorcycles.
Also,
There's
bicycles
one-
riding bicycles. Don't do it. They won't draw it. I've
There's
tried.
one guy in our audience angrily tearing up his 300-page script for this his motorcycle riding horse epic, being like, Damn you, Jodie Hauser.
No,
Damn
stop.
you.
It is well known that on all movie sets, though, that is the easiest thing to shoot.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Very hard to do in a comic book, extremely easy to do in live action.
All horses
Everyone
are
knows
natural born.
children and animals, easiest to shoot.
So Max,
I'm
And
wrong
stunts.
kind of shoot. Sorry. Anyway,
so Max,
Oh,
you
they
now
They never
have
see it coming.
you now have wannabe action hero.
Yes,
you
and I would
are
like to use
fighting
it.
The Navy Lieutenant Graham.
Naval.
Yeah.
Navy Naval Lieutenant Graham.
So yeah,
We need a
obviously,
people-
I want to invoke
Work
wannabe
on our
action
naming
hero.
milieux.
Oh, you don't have to invoke it yet. You
Oh,
can
yeah,
just, if you're
okay.
just like, if you just want to
If
fight.
I need it.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do is obviously, Bago Socks. I would like to
Socks.
take Bago Socks and throw it over his head and ensconce him in a dark, socky realm of doom.
Okay, so what you're trying to do here, this is fun. It's not actually a direct attack. What you're trying to do is create an advantage, which is a perfectly reasonable
Cool.
thing to do in a combat round. And in this specific sense, what I would say is like, if you succeed, you will also take away his next attack round. 'cause that's
Yes.
the whole idea. So why don't you make a? Let's see. I guess this would.
Athletics.
Yeah, fighter athletics. Probably athletics, I guess, in this case, because it's not a direct attack.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll make.
Haha, knave.
He
Right,
gets
you're
a
sort of trying to,
an
like,
active resistance.
Lead
but
No.
it's dog shit.
Pretty good. Athletics, you said?
Yeah.
3.
Okay, that's a 3 against a 1, so that's a success with style, which means you're going to put the temporary aspect on this guy of bagged! Exclamation point, and you get 2 free invokes on that.
I mean, and it's a bag of socks, so
Yes.
it's a little more annoying.
And it smells terrible.
would they
though
be
he-
smelly or just sticky?
Well,
They've got no
depends.
washing
Gummy.
machines on this damn island.
Are they gummy socks? Do they wear like regular clothes?
Yeah, no, they wear
Gum-
regular clothes.
It's like,
Okay.
it's, you know, little cotton blend.
So they might
But-
be
Oh, that's really
But
nice.
who knows what
Yeah.
gummy sweat is like? It probably,
Right.
it probably smells like fruity. I mean, sweet.
Sticky.
Yeah.
It's like just like I'm so hungry now.
I don't know why of all the things we've discussed today, that's the one that disgusts me.
What?
Gummy
sweat.
sweat.
When you
Ew.
support saving throws, you support programming that's about gummy bear sweat.
That's the message that we pass forward to our audience.
So yeah,
So, okay, so he's
yeah,
back.
you have created the
So
advantage.
you've
He's
cre-
back.
Right, you've created the advantage. You've got a moment here while he is bagged, because he's not going to take a counterattack at you just yet.
Yeah.
Do you just want to start pummeling on this newly bebagged opponent, or do you have any other plans in place?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, can I be like kind of specific about my assault?
Of course.
Okay, I would like
Please.
to. I would like to eat his legs.
Okay.
How big is he? Is he like human
He's
size?
like man
I'm
size.
like
Yeah.
definitely not getting through that leg in time. All right, never mind. Like,
You could try
you're
and
doomed.
You could try and take a
One
bite
day.
out of his leg. I mean, that would be like taking
Yeah.
a chunk out of somebody's
Just,
leg. It
just
could
aim
do
for
Yeah.
like the
The
hamstring.
hammy, yeah,
Yeah.
real pet cemetery. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, you're going to try
I'm gonna
and
try
gummy
and-
hamstring him with your teeth.
With my teeth.
No, not gummy. Teddy.
I'm gonna
yes,
Teddy
right.
hamstring him.
Well,
He's trying to
Graham-
Graham-string him.
Graham him.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, thank you.
There it is.
Graham string.
Okay,
Teddy, that's
so we'll just call that a fight roll for the. It's like sadly there's no like gluttony skill, so we'll just call that a fight roll for the course of this one.
I'm gonna use this die
I mean,
roller
there
for
could be a
that.
gluttony
That
skill.
might
He
be
just
my
rolls at
special.
0.
Right.
No. And it's fight.
Oh.
Okay, I got a 1.
He got a 4.
Holy schmoly. I
That
don't
was
have
his
any
best roll of
rerolls. Even if I do a wannabe action here, I'm still -1ing.
What else do you have? You
That's
have
all I
Agent
really-
of Chaos, Sucker for Spectacle. Oh, you have I Can Take a Beating.
It's only if he
Right, but
lays
that's
a
only-
beating
that's
on
only
me.
in defense, yeah.
Oh.
I will use my fate point for wannabe action here, at least not make it such an epic failure.
Sure.
That like my teeth pop out, like
I mean
stuck
that
in
makes
his
it
leg
like
or
that
something.
makes it like a basic failure, which basically just means like, you know,
I'm like, ha!
right, you dive down and try and like chomp at his ankle, but yeah, let's just say like he's made out. You know how like it's like it turns out he's basically like, oh wait, he's not gummy, he's a cracker.
Pulls out
He's
the
a-
bag a
he
little
just-
bit,
he got
socks
you.
fall on me.
he's got a shoe, and like it's a high ankle shoe. So like you try and
I love
bite
it. Like
into
makes
his.
him
wearing,
fly
like-
logic. Oh, he's
like
not dummy,
combat,
he's a
like
cracker.
combat
Well, it's a
boots.
shoe.
Well, I was gonna make a joke about jujubes and how like they're super hard. But
yeah.
he's not gummy, so it doesn't
Got
work.
it.
Right.
Is he wearing shoo bees?
That also doesn't work. For shame, Jody. No. But yeah, so like
Yeah.
right, you like sink your teeth into like some hard leather,
And
and then it's like, but it's like but he's still like he's still in the sock sack, so like you kind of have a moment to like sheepishly stand
Right,
back
so
up
it's my
and
one
like
Yeah.
awkwardly sort of stand there while he like I assume you got his whole upper body in
Yeah.
there, so there's sort of like arms like flailing
Socks just, like,
inside
pouring
of the
out
sack,
the whole
like
time,
sack, yeah. So he is going to get an attack on you, though it will be a reduced attack because he can't see you.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna
He rolled a -3.
Great.
Whoa.
Why not? I could roll a -3 anytime. No, I don't. I roll a 2.
So that's a 5 shift, which is a
Well, that's
big
a-
enough success that I'm going to make him take damage from this.
Punches himself.
Yeah, he... Okay, he's swinging around at you, but he can't see anything, and he just trips and Cracker brains himself on a rock.
Like, yeah, like kind of.
Is it just like a one decorative rock in the house?
There's like a stone.
Oh no, you're outside,
Pet rock.
right?
Right, there's
Yeah.
just like a stone in like I assume you're like in front of this house now.
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah,
there's
yeah,
just
we're
like a
in the main square.
nicely arranged like rock garden in the front of this house.
Very zen.
And he trips and you hear like a really kind of sickening like the sound of like when you like snap a Milano in half.
Yeah.
And it reverberates
Right, it's
so
sickening,
loudly.
but it also makes you
off
kinda hungry.
Jody, while you're sitting quietly reading poetry, you hear this like sort of disgusting like crack in the distance.
Someone has cookies.
Yep.
Jody, no. All right.
Who doesn't like cookies?
I mean, and she
Max
is right.
apparently.
I tried. Tried to eat the
He's
cookie.
a cookie person.
Can I tell where the sound is coming from?
You've got directional sense.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna save, upload to the cloud, put it away, head toward the sound.
Sure.
I don't know if they have the internet in the land of Tone, but we'll say that you feel
Signal's
like you've
great.
uploaded to the cloud and you're on your way.
I at least saved it on the devices.
Are
memory.
you going to tell Aliza?
I don't know where she is. And no, I'm a loner. I'm acting on my own.
All right, Jody, you're off, running towards the village. Now back to Max.
Cookies.
Or actually, Aliza, let's just say, what are you doing? Are you still eating chocolate?
Oh
Are
no,
you-
I'm pretty full now. I'm a little sleepy. I'm leaning on the fountain. I'm like, I'm also licking chocolate off my hands. It's kind of quiet out there. I should go see what they're doing.
Well,
So,
I mean, yeah, you go see what they're doing, and
But no one's
there's
there.
nobody there. Jody has ditched you. Max has ditched you.
Sorry, I still like you as
Very
much as I like
quiet.
other human beings.
which is not much. I just start walking. Just to,
We will say that you head down the trail, stuffed to your gills with chocolate at this point. So you're more like you waddle, sort of uncomfortably waddle down the trail. Like, oh my God, a lot of. And Max, now we are back to you.
You are standing over an unconscious graham cracker naval officer.
Great. I have
Maybe
an excellent idea. I've
Yeah?
got a plan, and it's gonna work so good. All right. I want to drag the guy in the sack back to the ship, and obviously, we want to start dunking him in delicious chocolate.
Oh my God.
You're
She used
chocolate
cannibal
boarding
on
him?
You're gonna chocolate board the naval officer.
Chocolate board.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I guess we run into
Yes,
him.
I will
Oh,
say,
hey,
like,
Jody.
as
Hey,
you are,
Lisa.
running into the village to investigate the sound, you run into Max, who's dragging a unconscious graham cracker guy in the opposite direction.
in a
backwards
bag of
the-
socks.
You
in a
guys
bag
want
of-
any
of
socks?
Left socks.
Oh, good. I actually forgot to bring some extras. So
Go nuts.
That's cool.
You can
What-
dig
who's-
those, but none
who's-
of them match.
As long as I can get like some
Argyle?
sort of cool coordinating
Star
thing.
Wars
it's fine.
themed.
Oh, that works. I'll take that. Who's that guy?
This, I don't know.
Should we?
He went for my socks. He went for my sweet stock stash, and I was like, no. And I put him in this bag, and now here's what I'm gonna pitch.
Wait, I'm not there yet.
Let's say as this
Oh, I catch
conversation
up.
starts, you
Okay.
catch up. You're just a little behind Jody, and you see that they're standing over somebody, and you're like, I should probably look into this.
So, I mean, like, probably he knows what's going on. But most importantly, I think this could be a delicious snack.
That sounds good. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten today yet.
I think we can get him to talk.
Okay. That's all.
Okay.
Lisa, you are a woman of few words, but when you say those words, they are amicable.
They're affirming.
Do you guys want to help Max drag the?
I am
the
weak
Cookie
and
Man
small.
back?
Please help.
Well, I'm not much stronger, but I'm like, I lighten your. Oh, yay. look at-
Hey, sup? Falder knows best.
hey.
Thank you, Falder.
I'm gonna lighten his load by taking an armful of socks and sort of like putting them into like non-matching but coolly coordinating pairs,
so
because
you're
I feel like that's like what
Like on
cool
an
outsiders
artistic
wear.
outsider,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool outsiders wear like intentionally mismatched socks. So
I buy that.
Well, you, Jody, you are pairing socks, and Max, you are dragging the unconscious Luke Teddy back towards the ship. And Eliza, down with the plan. You get to the ship and fill up a barrel with chocolate because you are now an expert on working the chocolate fountain. And now you have a
Prisoner
and some chocolate, and
man.
now I guess comes the sweet, sweet torture.
I
Yeah.
feel kind of bad, guys.
I don't. Not really.
This is going to go quickly. Don't worry.
Do we
Take
know
off
what-
his boots before you go for the feet.
Do we know what we want? What we want from him?
I mean, what was going on in the village?
What I just love is that, like,
aside from stealing.
hey,
there you go.
nice,
Hey.
thank you.
Aside from stealing socks, what was going on in the village?
Max was stealing a bag of socks. Somebody like came up behind him and he just beat the crap out of that guy and was now going to
Anything.
drown him in chocolate.
Well, I mean, like what? I mean,
Well, I mean, so I was investigating, like you do, in all abandoned villages, and I started
wait,
thinking.
abandoned?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
what do you mean
Oh, there's
abandoned?
nobody in the village except for this
Oh,
guy.
that would be like why no one
Yeah.
came to pick up all the medicine and stuff.
Hence the cold shoulder. I think he knows something.
Okay, yeah, no, we actually do have a reason to question this guy then. I
Yes,
just thought we were
let's
doing
say
it
that.
for, shits and giggles.
Sure. Yeah. No, I think there's legit
Oh.
cause.
Okay, but maybe he'll cooperate. Oh, you said he attacked you?
He did. He tried to kill me, but it may have been because I was robbing the town.
I mean,
Max.
Max, to be fair, it is you.
Yeah. No, I do.
I
do.
Some people don't
Invoke
respond
reaction.
All right. Well, I say we tie him up so he can't run away when he comes to.
Yeah.
Have the barrel ready, but first ask him nicely.
And we could like
Hey,
maybe
dude.
try bribing him with free chocolate because that seems to work pretty well with, people.
The old carrot and stick thing. It's like, we'll give you some chocolate. We'll give you so much chocolate, you'll die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like carrot and
good.
stick, more like chocolate or death.
Yeah.
Good
Or
cop,
death by chocolate.
good cop,
Bye.
crazy cop.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you want to tie him up. Well, why don't you make
Some
a
lasso
With some
rope.
red vines.
why don't you say a crafts roll or you know
He's
what?
unconscious. so,
You know, he's
like,
unconscious, but I want to see how strong this knot is. So let's just say a knotting is a skill and you don't have it. So you're
I
just
don't.
rolling against 0.
Yep.
So it's
I don't
a
have crafts either, so that would have worked.
passive resistance of
Yeah.
1 because all you have. What do you have?
I got 3.
Hey.
Nice.
All right. We'll say that all you had to work with was some vines that you.
I mean, I hate to say it, but Adventure Blimp. There's
Oh, they're in the
definitely-
blimp,
rope
right?
there.
I forgot
Yeah,
you're
we
back
got
in the
rope,
blimp,
got
right?
rope.
So you've got ropes, yeah. You tie that guy up, and it is very successful. That is a
Full success.
So full success. So he is tied up nice and tight.
Okay.
And now, what is the next step in this horrible, horrible
I'm
plan?
just gonna slap him until he wakes up. We can also turn
Chocolate
slapping
in his
him.
face.
Okay.
This team is rough.
Yeah, this is.
We are.
This took a dark turn.
Yeah, this is the first line. Not their proudest outing, but
Well, I
But
mean,
certainly-
let's be
Yeah.
clear. Nobody's been tortured yet.
yeah, nobody's been
And we
tortured
said
yet.
we agreed to try to ask nicely.
Yeah.
first.
No, yeah.
We're-
You got the right ideas.
So you smack Teddy around the face a couple of times.
And-
I'm like being like stoic faced and eating goldfish off to the side.
Ooh.
So you can
nice
hear
power move.
from within the sack that I guess is still over Teddy's head.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? Woo, stop slapping me!
Why does it smell so bad in here? Why do none of these socks match?
Why have they been paired artistically?
Because I'm very good at what I do. I have a very particular set of skills.
Who are you? Have you taken the sack off his head yet?
Oh no, I guess we
should do
could. Sorry,
that,
sorry about that. This is mine.
Okay, well you take the sack off of the head of the lieutenant, and he looks around. Who are you people? What are you doing here?
That's for us to know and you to not find out because we're not going to tell you.
We're the first line. Wait.
I see.
Yeah, when you say that, his demeanor changes a little bit. He goes, wait, you're the first line?
Maybe.
Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought you were just common thieves because I caught this one commonly thieving.
Hey, he's an uncommon thief.
Thank you.
And he needs those socks for some reason.
Thank you.
I mean, people in general, I think, just need socks. So, yeah.
That's true.
Eliza, roll a deceive roll.
You don't believe a word you just said.
This is just for fun. Don't worry about the outcomes too much here. But, ooh.
I got a 2.
Ah, well, he got a -2. So he fully believes when you say that. He is like, you know what? I bet he does. He looks like the kind of guy who knows what he wants out of his socks and how to get it. And who would I be to pass judgment on somebody like that?
Exactly. And who would you be? Like, really, who are you?
Like, for serious, who are you?
Well, he looks at you and he says, well, I am very clearly a lieutenant in the Queen's Navy.
Oh, thank
Hey,
you.
Exo Girl Wonder! Hey!
Yay!
Oh, we love XON.
Yay!
Hi, Anne.
Hi, Anne. I should take this opportunity. Stardust in Your Eyes gives their reroll to Jody Hauser.
Jody House.
You're untouchable.
Wow,
now.
yeah.
I have
it's
4 rerolls now, and I haven't had to use any
like-
yet.
Studies show 4 out of 6 people prefer Jody Hauser.
Now we know.
Accurate studies.
So, I am a lieutenant in the Queen's Navy.
My name is Lieutenant Gumdrop. I know that's confusing, but you'll have to deal with it.
My name is Lieutenant Gumdrop. No relation.
Yes. Also, no relation.
No relation to who?
The famous Lieutenant Gumdrop.
Oh, okay. I
yes.
haven't actually
He's
heard.
not famous
Sorry.
where we're from.
Ah,
No.
I see the confusion.
Of the Brixton gumdrops.
Yes.
I've
Oh,
heard.
Max knows.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
And XO Ann gives her sub reroll to Max.
Thanks, Anne. I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, Lieutenant Gumdrop is like, well, I am seeing as how you are clearly so trustworthy and have such good uses for socks, I'm feeling more at ease now. So I will let you know that the Navy has came to this island to support the Gummy Bear people, but when we arrived, we discovered that the island had been overrun by pirates, and I got separated from my unit. I've been hiding in the jungle, trying to figure out when to make my move ever since. I thought I had gotten the drop on some Gummy Bear pirates when I saw you stealing, but if the first line is here, that means that help has finally arrived.
I mean, we came to deliver medicine. We didn't know anything was going on the island aside from them almost being diseased.
But I just want to throw out there that along with your reroll, Max, XON has a message. She says, the power of the churro compelled her.
Oh, it is very powerful and very compelling. I understand where you're coming from.
So,
Sure, bros.
Churro forever.
she says, well, there's no one here to deliver medicine to, as you can see. The pirates seem to have scuttled the villages off to somewhere. Her Majesty, the Queen, who runs the Navy,
And is only
Queen Navy,
and is
correct?
only
Yes.
queen
Queen
of
Navy
the
of the
Navy
Navy.
and nothing else, and claims no queenship over anything but the Navy, sent me to find out what happened to the missing Gummy Bear children and village.
Well, I think for once, funny Graham man,
It's
we are on
Teddy
the same
Graham,
side.
well,
Sorry.
surely with your rocket blimp we can search from the skies and see if we can track down the villages.
I'm actually going to go and untie him at this point because I kind of trust him and
That is most kind of you.
Thank you. He rubs his cookie wrists.
By the way, Father
Dust
Knows
falls
Best
off.
gives Amy Vorpal a future reroll when she's on.
nice.
I'm told I did not need to announce that, but I wanted to anyway to let people know that if you also want to buy future rerolls for Amy Vorpal, you can.
Yeah, we will allow
Because
that.
we promise her.
We're cool with
She's going to show up as
We promise she will be
600
here
roll.
eventually. She owes us
Oh,
big
wow.
time, and we're making her come here.
The bill is coming due.
That's right.
It's
No, we
basically
love
like, hey, come hang out and play a fun game.
So no, we love Amy.
Throw a sock bag over her head.
Yeah.
If you don't want
It's
to
your answer to everything, Max.
So where were
It
we?
ain't
We
broke.
were.
Free and
Untying.
the
Oh right, you were untying
Teddy.
Lieutenant Gumdrop. Yes, that is most kind of you. I guess he's becoming English now.
It's the Queen's Royal Navy.
I mean,
Queen's Royal
the
Navy.
rope tied his accent down. Is
Yes,
the
Once it gets
cinched the accent up.
Yeah.
It is my understanding that the pirates came several weeks ago, hoping to lie in wait and steal the next shipment of medicine and supplies. But the Gummy people rebelled and fought them, so they were imprisoned in giant jelly jars and then taken off to a hidden location somewhere on the island. I heard that from
What are
talking
they-
toucan. I saw the whole thing go down. It seemed reliable to me. Just go with it.
What are they doing on this island? What's the gummy people? What's this? And I pull out my jar of gummy berry extract. What's this all about? Huh?
That's gummy berry extract.
What's it for? What
Where's
does it
it
do?
come from?
Is it delicious?
Well,
What's it smell
much like its trademarked competitor, gummy berry juice, it makes you bounce.
Oh. Oh yes.
Although we must be entirely clear here, it is not gummy berry juice. It's
It is
extract.
legally and
it's not.
creatively distinct
No
from
juice.
gummy berry
So it's like
juice.
it's like
No
the generic
juicers.
version,
Yes,
is what you're
no
saying.
juicers.
It's like
were
the Kroger's
involved.
brand gummy berry juice.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, we understand.
Kirkland.
We
Yeah.
understand
Signature Plus.
very well. Yeah.
That's a lie. It's neither of those
Bounce,
things.
you say?
Bounce.
That sounds like some fun. I think we.
I'm gonna compel myself to grab it and just drink some of it.
Whoa!
Oh.
Well,
Give it a
Aliza, you are a force of nature, and I would say no one can stop you. So you grab that and you
Oh, I want to try.
chug down Max's gummy berry.
I don't drink the whole thing, right? Or do I?
Gummy berry
Go
extract.
nuts.
I think
Drink the whole thing, I
gummy
dare
berry
you.
juice operates with just a
I
sip, I
feel like
believe.
because it's a compel, one, yes, you drink the whole thing. There is no more gummy berry extract left for
Well, we
anybody
can go
else.
get more.
But there's a consequence, of course, to drinking that much gummy berry extract. You may be a force of nature, but now you're just like literally bouncing off the walls. Just-
Right. Lutetti is like, oh no, you're not supposed to drink that much.
Yeah. And,
She's
and
a
what
she's a
that-
force of nature. Just it
yeah,
happens.
And
yeah.
what that means is that because you are bouncing off the walls with gummy berry extract flowing through your veins, you are not available to pilot the blimp.
Oh boy, and I just took drive off of my list of skills over the break.
You are
Oh, and
way
Jody
too
just
wired
lost her
to be behind the wheel of
I've
any
been
sort of
training
vehicle.
my whole life for this day.
Oh yeah, he's a wannabe action hero. This is probably more his
Well,
jam anyway.
Yeah,
I've been wa-
Lutetti Gummy Drop is watching Lisa bounce off the walls. Like, well, that's unfortunate. I certainly hope she wasn't the rocket bin pilot.
We're taking turns. You know, to be fair.
Well,
Trying it out.
that makes sense. I believe in taking turns. Who's next?
That guy, I think. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? I am a professional.
He's a professional something.
If you're half as good at flying a rocket blimp as you were at incapacitating me with a bag of socks, then I actually feel pretty comfortable with this.
That's pretty good. From my bouncing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got
You
this.
just
We're
do
gonna
a
be in
bunch
good
of
shape. It's gonna be-
handsprings across the frame, just like
He's great. He's great. He's great.
really good. I can tell you were a former gymnast. You're very good at that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Well,
Really, if you
Aliza,
would
you're
land,
bouncing
really stick it,
around,
yeah.
and Lieutenant Gumdrop leads Max to the cockpit and sits you down in the pilot seat, fully trusting in your abilities to fly this rocket blimp. Now, I think our best strategy is to fly low over the trees. That way, we will have enough view of the area to see if we can spot the jelly jars from the sky. On the other hand, we won't be so high that the pirates will be able to spot us if they are in the area.
Since I'm not piloting and I'm not bouncing, I guess I can go be like a lookout.
Absolutely, I love that
Okay,
idea.
yeah.
yeah, that's perfect.
Go, look, out.
Is there an actual like lookout, like crow's nest type thing?
Yeah, but since it's a flying boat, the way it works is like it extends down from the bottom.
Okay.
It's like a little hanging.
Yeah,
It's
what
like
it
a little
is
hamster
yeah,
tube
they
thing.
tie a harness around you and then dangle you out the bottom of the blimp.
Have you ever
and
seen
sort of
Okay.
look over.
Lapita Castle in the Sky?
Yeah.
So remember how like the pirate plane has like that kind of like crow's nest that is like its own separate glider?
Vaguely,
That's
yeah. Oh, yeah,
attached
yeah,
by like
yeah,
a
yeah.
rope and they extend
Yeah,
out. It's
yes,
like the
I
same
do.
idea, but it uses gravity and goes down instead of using lift and going up.
This is fun and I'm by myself. This is where I work the best. So yeah, I'm gonna.
So I think what we need here is like first Max should make a drive roll to see whether he can successfully pilot the rocket blimp or whether he
Damn
just
right I
crashes
can.
it immediately into the
Good
ground.
drive.
I
Oh, good, yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
fine.
And remember,
I'm driving. I'm
Aliza,
gonna take a
Aliza is bouncing around on the inside and Jody is dangling out the bottom. So
Right.
this is actually probably a pretty challenging flight because it's like there's distraction and who knows like, the effect that this bouncing is going to have on keeping it steady. And Jody now is like dangling out the bottom, and of course that you have to
I
keep
trust
Jody
you
safe.
you
or,
won't crash
I
this
don't know.
or
Maybe you don't care about keeping
anything.
Jody safe. That's up to you. But it's a concern. Yeah, this is pretty tough, Max. So it's like we'll say you have to make a drive roll.
great.
That is a passive resistance of 3.
Okay. Lutetti, low and by the trees, you say.
Low and by the trees.
Got it. Okay, great. This is fine. I'm gonna compel myself with Sucker for Spectacle.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to like fire the engines at full. If I can, I'm gonna shoot every weapon we have, like launch some goddamn fireworks, blare the like engines, like scream into the megaphones, do a barrel roll, like anything I can do to just be like, I'm fucking driving this ship!
Well, Max, take a fate point.
Take a fate point.
Hey,
You pick the consequence
pirates!
for this, but
Well, the consequences for this, obviously need to be overwhelming because you are basically just crashing the rocket blimp while shooting
yeah, like
off
straight
all of its
up, yeah,
weapons.
like,
and
As high into the air as I can. I want to like just look like a fucking glaring sun.
yeah,
I
well,
did not agree to this.
yeah.
You people are fools!
All right. As the rocket blimp shoots high up, as Max I said pulls back on the stick, shooting off all the weapons. Which say, well, there are all kinds of consequences to this. The jerking motion just snaps that thing that Jody is falling from, and Jody starts plummeting towards the earth.
Oh no.
We will say,
Fix that
Aliza,
in a
you have been bouncing around the cockpit like crazy, and now it's like you are starting to take damage from that, especially since things are getting bumpy now. So why don't we say
Sorry.
you will take the temporary consequence of
just take a 1 stress bar hit.
take a 1 stress bar hit. And Max, you are barely holding on to the stick, and all the weapons shooting off has completely alerted the pirates to your location. So there are cannon blasts starting to go off around you. And Max, let's say you have to roll against an active resistance
Right,
here
they're
because
shooting at
they
you.
are shooting at you.
I actually didn't
Do
roll
our
for
glitter
my,
suits come equipped with
for
parachutes?
my actual drive to see if I could even take the damn thing off.
Oh
Well-
no, because
Oh, right, 'cause
by
yeah,
doing
yeah.
the compel, you just do what you said you
Got
did.
it. Okay,
No,
great.
your suits do not come equipped with parachutes. You have your lasso. If you want, we will get back to you in a second. We say you are falling, but it's a long way down because Max shot that thing up. It's got a rocket, so it went up real high. We'll let Max make his first evasive roll, and then we will get back to Jody falling. It's like a cliffhanger, but without the cliff or the hanging. You're just falling.
All right, evasive roll, evasive maneuvers.
That's a 1. Do I get a bonus for sucker for spectacle to my drive? Oh no, that's
Wait,
a
you have
that's
drive,
2. Yeah,
so
every
But
time.
you could get a
hero.
+2 if you want to spend a fate point from your wannabe action hero. That definitely. This feels like a.
Sure, yeah, I will happily
I'm stealing
do
all
that.
of Jody's
So I
position.
What's that put you
rolled
as?
at
Fine.
4.
Okay. So you tied with the roll of the cannons, which in the case of combat is good because you can't take damage unless there's a difference in
Okay.
the numbers.
Hard can show.
So it's like it's real close. Like all of the noise and spectacle that you just made gave the pirates like a pretty solid sense of where you are and where to aim their cannons. But
Now we know where they are. Teddy, look.
you know, in a moment of
Elisa, bounce over here.
spectacle craziness, you still somehow like you basically do a barrel roll and it's just perfectly timed so that the cannonballs are just like shooting. They shot it where you were instead of where you were going to be. So yes, you successfully avoid the pirates' attack on that round. Okay,
Good round.
Jody.
Jody, you are plummeting towards the earth.
Is there something like I have a lasso, not.
You have a
You have the
lasso?
lasso, and you still have like the cupola that you
And
know
I'm
was
gonna go
supposed
ahead
to
and-
be lowered from the ship, but is now just free falling.
I'm also going to go ahead and say, Aliza, you saw the thing snap and Jody go plummeting towards the earth.
Jody!
I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to try to lasso, maybe not the ship because it's still going crazy. If there's like a tree growing up, I can like lasso and then do sort of like a controlled swing. So
Oof. That will be really hard. You're like,
And can I help somehow? Because I have a lasso too. I know I'm bouncy, but maybe we can lasso.
okay.
Catch
You
lassos.
noticed Jody fall, so I would say the two of you have a chance, right, to like lasso at each other and like catch the two lassos, forming one double long lasso and arresting your fall.
yeah,
all
that
right, well,
sounds
this
better.
is a couple of things. First, you know, Aliza, the two of you are going to have to lasso at each other to see if you can tie that midair lasso knot. And then if that succeeds, you are going to have to make some sort of
Control.
bouncy athletics roll so
Well,
that
yeah.
the two of you can now safely land on, I guess, like on you,
Though I'm going to
bouncing
go
back up
ahead
to
and
absorb
say
the
if
fall.
you make it to that stage, drinking all of that berry juice is going to give you a +1 to athletics on top of whatever your normal bonus is because you are super jacked up.
He's more generous than I am. I would have made you drunk and less effective, but okay.
Bounce. Okay. so the first is,
the game with internal logic.
Or wait, is it a whip or a lasso?
so yeah,
it's the
it's
whip.
It's a lasso.
Okay.
It's a
Oh
lasso.
right, I was thinking a whip too.
Now,
It's
it's a
a-
lasso in the fashion of Wonder Woman.
But they
That
can
was,
still
that was the idea.
wind together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll say. In fact, the two loops probably make it better. 'cause
Right, if
remember,
you-
a lasso is a
Right.
closed loop, so like
Right.
you could actually knot them somehow if I knew knots. Probably not,
It's-
but whatever.
You know what?
It's the
Probably
flying
not.
lasso
It's the
knot.
way
It's,
So I
it's-
think it's
you
like
learn it in
they,
Girl Scouts.
they each probably need to make a. This would be a fight roll because that's what lasso modifies.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
normally that's not how it works, but that's how it'll work
Also
here.
fighting.
Okay.
So it'll be a fight roll for each of you against some sort of passive opposition. What do you think? Like two? I mean, this is hard.
Yeah, this is really hard. 3.
All right,
All right.
against a passive opposition of 3, and you both need to succeed.
And so it's our fight +1 for the lasso, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm also going to use power by deadlines because I have a deadline before I hit the ground and go
Yes, you
splat.
have a very
Yes,
literal
but remember,
deadline.
you don't actually need
You don't have to do it
invoke
yet,
things
but-
until after the dice hit.
Okay, well, no, it's a +1 to my roll. So.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right.
Yeah,
never mind,
because
that's my bad.
it's a stunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a stunt.
Well,
You are. Yep.
reroll.
You are right, and I am wrong.
I do have a reroll.
So I have a.
I got 2. I think I'm gonna reroll.
I got 3. So.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, so you just succeeded at
gonna-
consequence, but that's fine in this case. Success is important.
so you're
Yeah.
re-rolling?
Same exact thing.
What is it?
2.
Okay, well, you are a gymnast. You are a former gymnast.
Oh yeah.
And that feels very invocable in this situation. So I would throw that in there and say that makes it a success on both sides here, which amazingly, as Jody is plummeting to the earth, Aliza, you jump out of the plane. Both of you pulling your lassos and like with lasso
It's a good thing we practiced this
dexterity-
before we went on this mission.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like Wonder Woman can't use a lasso like what you guys are doing right now. And in midair, it's like these lassos meet and like knot really securely.
Like a really nice knot, like the kind of thing a Boy Scout would be like, damn, that's a nice knot.
Yeah, and
I assume that's how Boy Scouts
I,
talk.
I learned this in Girl
I is not a
Scouts.
member.
Yes, Girl Scouts also would be very impressed by the knot.
Yeah.
No,
And-
Girl Scouts are like, we tie way better knots than that.
And now
professionals?
you're joined, and you pull on the ends, and you come together, and Eliza gets her arms around you and hugs you, and now Eliza, you have to see if you can bounce correctly here. What you got to do is sort of land,
So we're
on
falling
yourself.
together, and then I'm gonna bounce back up to the ship.
That's what you're gonna try.
All right, and I'm definitely gonna
Love
invoke
everything
some
that's
stuff.
You can do this because you drink a lot. You drink
athletics?
a lot of elixir.
Yeah, let's call that an athletics
Trademark.
roll.
Resistance?
Resistance. Well, I mean, it's like there's wind. You're falling. You gotta sort of position yourself right. It's probably pretty difficult. Let's say it's 2.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Okay. 3.
Oh, well.
And
Nice.
we're almost done. I might as well just bloop.
Oh, all right. You're gonna do that with your former gymnast again?
Yeah.
Oh, did you include your +1 for the juice?
I did not.
Okay, so 6.
So that's
6.
a 6. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Here's what happens, right? I mean, I'll just give this to you since we're getting close to the end here. Is like you fall, you bounce so perfectly that with Jody and Arm, you look back up towards the rocket blimp, where you go through the open door up, because the rocket blimp is now pointed up towards the sky, so you go vertically through the rocket blimp up to the cockpit where you grab Max, grab Lieutenant Teddy, and now fall right back down through the cabin, back out through the open door, and down to the ground with everybody.
Wait,
safely.
who's piloting?
Oh, the rocket blimp is crashing.
Oh,
So I
that's-
saved them.
Yes, you saved them.
But Doc, Doc,
Well,
you can explain
yeah.
it. Yeah.
We're gonna owe him a ship,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
we're all alive.
And you see, yes, the rocket blimp, which Max had put into a tailspin and was shooting off all its weapons destructively, disappears into the
It's
sky.
going up. It's and yeah, it doesn't actually. There is no parabola crash. It just goes up until it passes through the clouds.
And just disappears.
Gone.
Yep.
It's just gone.
Yep, just gone.
It's a wild blimp.
Wow.
I'm sure it'll come back one day.
Maybe it knows how to get
I have
home. Maybe
something
it's
for this at the
Maybe it's put in a distress
Yeah.
auto home maintenance.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Everything's
like a
fine.
Yeah, it'll send itself home.
Like
Maybe.
an
Well-
adventure pigeon.
You are safely on the ground. And Lieutenant Teddy, Lieutenant Gumdrop.
Teddy Gumdrop.
Lieutenant Gumdrop looks around and he says, I think I hear something. And he's like, do you hear that tapping? And off in the distance, you think you hear the...
Can I roll for notice
Yeah.
to see if I get any details?
100%.
In fact, I wish you would. At a resistance of
Very
2,
noticey.
because you are in a forest in an unfamiliar place. And
You already hear the
you just-
tapping. You're trying to pull.
you just
extra
plummeted out of
information.
an airplane almost to your death. You got caught by a bouncing woman who then took you back up to a crashing rocket blimp.
I really
Like I'm
kinda like
I'm
this
fueled
moment
by
of
adrenaline right
flying
now.
up
I
and,
can do this.
decelerating as you pass through the various rooms until you get up to the cockpit. Grab them and then just.
I just did exactly the speed for 1 second. Like, hello.
Lisa is a badass.
So I'm rolling passive resistance of 2,
Pass resistance of 2.
and that is a 3.
All right. Yeah, you definitely you can sort of hear that the sound is coming very directionally from a certain path off to the side through the woods, and
This way, guys. This way.
and you all start to follow her. And as you get closer, you hear more of this tapping, and Lieutenant Gumdrop runs ahead, and he's like, "It must be yes, it's the jars, the jelly jars. They're here." And you come into a clearing where you see all these jelly jars stacked with Gumdrop people.
With
Gumdrop.
sick but not diseased
Sick but not
Gundrop
diseased
children,
Gumdrop children.
and their various Gumdrop parents and relatives, and,
Doctors and caretakers.
and then also, let's be clear here, childless Gumdrop people who still contribute a lot to the society of
Right,
this
they made a choice.
island and
Gummy bear
deserve
people.
their place and their recognition as well.
Gummy bear people. His name
Yes,
is
sorry.
yes,
Right,
the
Lieutenant Gumdrop, who
right,
is
the
not
Teddy
made of
Graham
jelly.
guy. His name is Gumdrop.
And he's not related to any of them.
This is not
No,
Maybe by
at all.
marriage.
I mean, like probably distantly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Well, as you are standing there, you see the glass jars around you, and you hear from behind you, "Yar!"
That sounds like a pirate.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Gargling.
they say yar.
Yeah, and you turn and find yourself facing the Jody. We will say that before, when you were
Facing
doing research, you uncovered the story of the legendary dread pirate Yar.
Oh, I read a lot about that.
Yeah,
Dread pirate
he
yar.
was so influential in the world of pirating that Yar is literally named after him. And he
very
sees you
impressed.
guys and he's like, Yar, I was going to take your shipment without killing you, but now that you've found where I've hidden the sick but
Actually,
not
the
diseased
the
hey
shipment.
guys,
Yeah.
before you crashed the airship,
Nope.
did you unload the
Nope.
supplies?
Nope. No, you're gonna ask. We did not. Did not think of that.
Just checking.
Well, instead I'm gonna kill you first and then steal your supplies.
Well,
Our supplies are actually really way up there. You're welcome to go try to get them.
All right, well, fine, then I'll just kill you.
Oh wait, that was not a good argument.
Yep.
And he draws his, I guess it can't
Pirate
be a
sword?
gummy sword, right? Let's just say it's a regular sword.
He's got a regular sword.
Oh no. Oh, I wanna.
There's nothing adorable or gummy about it at all.
And from behind
Very
him appear two gummy pirates who have rock candy explosives that they're ready to throw at you. Like it is actually broken off from the Dwayne the Rock Johnson rock candy that floats wildly in the oceans. Yes.
Which,
I-
as you
I
know,
want
is
to-
explosive.
I want
In its
to invoke a
entertainment
stunt and try to break into song and win them over to keep them from killing us.
You can certainly try.
Right. What essentially the weird thing here for this one is like you need to establish the opening for the rapport before you can use your stunt to automatically charm anybody.
Okay.
I'm just saying in this case because
Yeah.
it's like a boss. So what I'm gonna tell you is, you need to make a what do you think? Provoke roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to make a proc roll against a active.
Oh, he's got will.
Oh, he's got will. Okay.
So is that a will roll or
You
no?
roll
I
no,
have-
you roll provoke.
He'll be
Oh,
rolling
provokes
will
that
to
thing.
try and
Okay.
defend against your provoking. This is essentially mental combat, which is a thing that the system supports. You can take out your enemies with quippy barbs. if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way,
Real
yes.
Monkey Island.
You can make mental combat, which is just as effective as against people. You can try and insult them and really hurt their feelings. Or
Well, that's a big fat 0.
You
Against
have
a
lots of rerolls.
4. You do have lots of rerolls.
Oh, yeah.
you have rerolls.
Yeah.
Many of them. Thanks to our
Against a
very
4?
generous
Against a
viewers.
4. So do we, though.
Yeah, we have a reroll,
Well, that's a 1.
but we would not.
I
do
mean,
that.
because I don't have provoke as a skill. Weirdly, I think I missed that was a skill I should have taken. So
But you have a lot of provoke modifiers, and you have 3 fate points, so you can certainly.
Spend
Right.
your way to the top.
Because you have the outsider, which we discussed might be used to provoke people who are not like you.
I mean, well, or actually in a weird way to, influence people who are a little bit like you. And if there's one thing we know about pirates,
They're
it's that they're the
outsiders.
ultimate outsiders.
okay,
Except for the other pirates that I hang out with.
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna use outsider
Inside.
and you'd be like, no, Yara, I read about you. I felt this kinship with you because you know what? I've always been an
So
outsider,
that
and I
puts
know
you
you always
3 to
have.
4 on the roll.
Sure, and then can I use wise ass to not insult him, but to insult the people I'm with?
To try and make an opening with him, I
Yeah.
would say yes. That's
Like,
pretty
look at
much how we
these
discussed
these
it working.
these landlubbers that I'm hanging out with. They just don't get it. They don't know what it's like to be you or to be me. I mean, they're
Yar.
yar.
Yar, 'tis true. Okay,
life
so
is
that's
hard.
that's a 5 to a 4, which means you have succeeded in this roll. The dread pirate Yar is caught by your words. His sword held up in a charging swing, but now held silent as he waits for a moment to see what you're going to do next. What are you going to do next?
I'm gonna break into song.
You have a fate point left.
I do.
Hey, that's called good management of the fate point economy.
And I'm gonna sing like just really dramatic ballad style, and maybe someone has a ukulele. That
What
they
do you
just
think some of
chime
those
in.
lyrics sound like?
I think, well, I'm just gonna go with the old classic, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. But what pirates don't do is abduct sick kids because they don't have money. You could go to a different island and get some delicious honey.
There is a honey island, about 40 knots that way.
Because
Yeah, it's
you're
where the
made
Teddy
of
Grahams-
Not to
sugar,
speed.
and so is honey. And isn't that
Please.
kind of funny?
Well, the Dread Pirate Yar is absolutely
I'm all right
charmed
with
by your song. And the lyrics, they really make you think.
And honey is worth money because they rhyme, so it must be true.
That logic is inescapable, Yar.
Um,
And while he's deep in thought, the other two pirates who have not noticed that their boss is sort of caught up by the song leap at the two of you.
yep.
And we're going to say it's like, the Dread Pirate Yar turns, and he sort of notices what's going on, and he's like, wait! But before they hear him, you're each going to have to survive like a round with these guys.
Yes.
Because they're so into their job, and they really don't like you guys, and who knows if they're going to listen to the Dread Pirate Yar if he tries to call them up.
And they're very inspired by The Rock, and,
Yeah, they've got Rock
The
Candy.
Rock is a man of action,
Yeah.
so they
They're
wanna
like,
live
for
up to
Dwayne
it.
Johnson! They
For Dwayne!
For Dwayne!
Johnson. All right, so just fight. We're defending or
Yes, athletics or defense or athletics.
Athletics.
Or
fight.
Athletics or physique?
physique to
Oh.
roll defense.
Oh, dang it. Ugh,
2.
1.
3.
Okay, Max. One of them hurls the rock grenade at you, which is perfectly in the shape of the rock's head.
Oh.
But when it hits the ground, it bursts and sprays like candy shrapnel in all directions. But you kind of tip up sock bag, and the candy shrapnel just bounces off of sock bag.
Question though, do I still have the +1 from Bouncy Bounce?
I think that was just for the.
We'll say that wore off after
Sounds
your
like it wore off.
spectacular
Right,
feat.
I think you
used it all
basically
up.
used up the
I burned
last
it
of
all
that
out,
energy, dropping 10,000 feet out of the air and somehow landing safely while carrying 3 people.
Yeah. All right.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That
More
seems
than
fair.
Yeah. So yeah. I have a 1.
You're just gonna take the hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the hit.
So take your 2 stress power.
Ooh.
Because it was only 1 damage, but you already have a 1 stress thing from previously.
Well, yeah, you're a little banged up, but, at this point, the Dread Pirate Yar, calls his men off, essentially being like, didn't you hear the song? And his men...
Honey, worth money.
they're like, oh, sorry, we didn't realize that
Yeah,
meant
they look pretty
sorry."
sheepish as they sort of, hey, sorry, and the one that just threw a grenade that hit you with a bunch
Ow.
of candy shrapnel,
Oh,
sort of
man.
try he brushes
my
off
bad.
your shoulder, oh, sorry about that.
And
No hard feelings, right? Ha-ha.
No
And the
hard
good-
candy feelings.
And the Dread Pirate Yar says, your song has shown me the way. We're going to go off in search of money, honey. And, or honey money. What do you
Honey,
think?
We'll
honey
figure it
worth,
out when we get
honey
there.
worth
Honey
money.
worth money, yes. It is a plan too good to be ignored. And, for showing me the way, I'm going to do you a solid. And I'm going to have me air pirate brethren track down your rocket blimp and bring it back here with the supplies for these children who I feel real bad about sticking in jelly jars now that you mention it. It really does seem like a jerky thing to
Yeah.
do.
You know what? As long as they haven't reached
He-
disease stage yet.
He
you
points
know?
to one of the 2 pirates that attacked you guys, and he's like, really, it was all Gary's plan.
Yes, Gary. I'll have a
Gary.
talking with him.
Gary,
He's like,
what?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
sure the
I
children are just sick and not diseased. And he opens up one of the jelly jars and reaches in and he sticks his finger through one of the children. Yeah, he's like, just sickness. It's still fine. They'll be okay.
So no harm, no foul. Everyone wins here. That's
Yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah, it's you win some, you lose some. Yeah, everyone wins this one. That's good in my book and good in, by anybody's definition.
And I've read your book.
Thank you. I've read yours, The Adventures of the Human Hose. It
Oh
was
yeah,
fantastic.
I have
I was
a
deeply
list of others I
inspired
could
by him.
recommend.
No, there is none higher. And on that, he agrees to have your rocket blimp brought back to you, and you will explain the whole thing to Doc Sasquatch in the future. But the children are going to get their medicine, and the pirates are moving off of Gummy Bear Island to go in search of money worth honey.
I'm going to go as far as to say that while you're waiting for the blimp to return with the supplies, everybody has a big party on the island.
Yes,
Pirates, first line, sick
Pirates,
children.
first line,
everyone.
sick children.
Aw,
It
that's
is
awesome.
fantastic. You have chocolate. You have all sorts of gummy
I
deliciousness.
kind of sit off
They
on the
have no
side,
socks.
but
Jody,
I still have
Everybody's
fun.
only
Jody,
wearing
you-
one sock.
Jody, you hang out with the cat.
That's
that's
perfect.
But Eliza, you are a force of nature and you dance like a beast. And Max, you are an agent of chaos and you dance
Spiking
like...
the punch.
Yeah, yes, you're
And I would
spiking the
like
punch.
to, I'm
Yep.
gonna do something.
Go.
Okay, during the party, I sneak off, because I found out from Max where he got the gummy berry extract.
Oh, yeah.
I sneak off, and I grab another jar and hide it, and it's a surprise for him later.
Wait,
Once
not
we-
me? Not me?
Well, would you be into that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll
party?
grab 2 jars.
I
for them.
party just like more by myself.
Yeah.
All right, I grab 2 jars and I hide them because I want to surprise them once we're back on the ship.
So you know what we're going to say is that, Eliza, you have 2 jars, two jars of gummy berry extract, which you are giving now to the first line general supply.
All right.
Because it will be around for whoever needs it next time.
Yes.
Yay.
And yeah, on that,
As you party the night away.
you get a telegram,
Put the
a
cat.
delicious candygram from Jeremy Renner, no relation. And he says, thank you so much for solving the pirate problem and for helping the sick but not diseased children of Gummy Berry Island. The first line is everything everyone has said, and I wish you luck in your future adventures. You will always have an ally in the Gummy Bear people.
Aw.
Oh.
And on that,
Good man.
we are done with tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming. Real quick, where can we find you all? Let's start with Eliza.
I'm at Eliza Pearl on Instagram, Twitter, and I have a Facebook page that's Eliza Pearl as well.
And
Tomorrow night, Shield of Tomorrow, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. on Duty and Sundry, Shield of
There you
Tomorrow.
Watch
Max Isaacson, where can we find you?
that. At Brosis Movies on Twitter and my website, brosismovies.com.
And I am Jody_Hauser on Twitter and Mind Eclipse on Instagram. And I just sort of pop up various places on the internet now and again and in comic book stores near you.
And that is it. Thank you so much for joining us, and
Yes.
we'll see you next time. Thank you for tempting fate with us tonight.
Yeah.
Bye.